them on the desk for being unsure.
Hugo, who do you think's got this?
I think I'm gonna sit on the fence for at least a map here.
No, you have to say something. Come
Gambit,
on.
baby, let's
Gambit
go.
for you. Y'all are idiots. Liquid
I would love to see Liquid
baby.
perform. You know I'd love to see Liquid perform. So let's see. This is going to be the true test, right? They may have done it against NIP yesterday, but can they do it against the second best in the world? Liquid fast up, and I changed my prediction already. Elite just got the opener. Naf has followed up Inters and Axel with a killer piece, and Axel looking to close this round. Naf is trapped, jumping around, and Elite covers him.
Bro, Elite's just doing everything.
I'm glad I swapped sides.
Oh, yeah.
Before I got messy.
Wow, yeah, what a swap.
Hobbit in a 1v3.
All alone, Hobbit's creeping down short, but Elige is having a cracking time right now. 3 in this round, and he's here. Elige is the bully hunter of Team Liquid. If you pick on his teammates, he comes a knocking. And so Hobbit might be left saving a CZ here. Might be. And he's not really moving. So he will be.
Yeah, you know, there's just fear, I think. It's not a question of can Liquid be the best, it's will they be the best? Can they keep it up? Was it a one and done? These are all questions we'll get answers to right here, right now. Gambit, they have to save that CZ. Elige and Co take the pistol round. And Liquid start strong on the T side. This is where they ran over NIP, if you remember yesterday. They had a booming start on T side of Inferno. Map Gambit is certainly experienced on, but who knows?
You're asking a lot of questions, Hugo. You're asking a lot of, you know,
and I need
rhetoricals.
Answers. Yeah. I need answers.
So how do we get the answers?
We watch, we wait. And that's it. You want another question to follow that answer?
What's the question? If this is the question, what is the answer?
Is Grim going to die on the molly? And the answer is no. He smokes it and evades capture for now. Liquid avoiding the B stack. Axile. This guy's been a bit of a champ as of late. He's going to back up to the pit. Liquid cleaning corners on the A site. Inters has even pre-rotated. We got that banana control for Naphany, and Gambit seemed convinced, rightly so. Moving a 4th player to A, make it a 3rd now, because Stewie's found Inters. Hobbit's going through the smoke. And Stewie's already backed out of danger. Hobbit will do the same. It's left and right. No one wants to commit. Liquid might even go back to B they go. It's only Naphany here with no more util.
Yeah, he's going to have to pop off with this 5-7. Oh, well, there's one. It's a nice opener, but Grim, the only man to fall there. Team Liquid moving in. This saved CZ gets put to rest. And now you're just wanting to save on these remaining Gambit players. But will Stewie 2K let them get away with it? And he's certainly not going to let this fella get away with it. Shiro shot up the side of the head. And now just Axel all alone. Does kind of want a Galil this Christmas. He's always wanted one.
Yeah.
Will he get it? Oh, no, no, no. You're meant to sit on Stewie's lap, not shoot him in the knee. Because then you get Skyrim memes that are really dated. And were never that funny to begin with.
Ah, yes. Glad you weren't there.
Exile's left saving, and Team Liquid are on to a 2nd round. They keep 4 alive. Grim, the only man to perish in that banana push. This is a good look early on. They break apart this 4-spy round. So often these get out of hand, but that's nice and clean for Team Liquid. I just don't know what to say. You know, NA, they're Team Liquid. You know, they're like the fairies from Peter Pan.
Okay.
Right? Powered by, was it belief? I think that is what powered them. I think you had to believe in fairies for them to be real.
Didn't they abduct children and take them off to some random place without their parents' permission?
That's a very
good.
That's a very literal and neglectful reading of the true meaning behind Peter Pan. And I actually don't have the time to explain to you why you're so wrong. But regardless of that, you know, what I was trying to say is Liquid are just powered by belief. And so if we all believe in Liquid, then this team just might be unstoppable.
Caster bias. Don't throw that word this way, please. Who doesn't want Gambit to succeed? At the same time, this team has been, you know, quite the hot prospect of the last year as well. I think, you know, people have just seen Liquid at their height and then they've seen them drop. And I think that's why people want to get on the Liquid hype train. For Gambit, we never got off the train. These guys have not slowed down all 2021. You know, falling to the experienced players of FaZe, back at Cologne, would have otherwise made a very deep run. Gambit's still impressed. I think they were still happy with how things went. Sure, they would have wanted the trophy, but every team does. Here they go into B. Liquid now walking into that one rifle. It is on Nafany. He's going to get smoked out, though, spamming through. Liquid, they take the site, they take the plant, and they take the round.
Bomb has been planted.
Yeah, and it's just going to be another one of these saves. You know, we've seen them before. We know what happens here, right? You're just trying to, you know, play for exits in this situation down towards Banana, get the Galil out of there. And maybe another weapon if Hobbit can remove it. This time it's an AK trying to step up. Oh, wait, it's in Alicia's hands. Oh, not anymore. Inter's going to take it out, but he can't retrieve the AK.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to go that far up the Banana, knowing that death would wait right around the corner. However, they have done a good job of making this an expensive round for Team Liquid. Gambit with all the exit kills, and they get out of it with 2 Galils as well.
Yeah, as far as full ecos go, you don't really get much better than that, right? You know, Galils, you'd rather an M4, but even then, it's not that much different in terms of the values. So Gambit will make do with the bonus money that will go a long way in the future. Liquid. An expensive reinvestment, one that won't feature the AWP. Shiro's got his. Silent so far. This is where we expect to see Shiro hit the ground running. It's a run he shall, right down to middle. Liquid don't take a peek in. And that's always a scary angle, right? Not only can you get peek from the headshot angle from deep, but you can also get timed up ult mid at about 142. They can be around that corner. Stewie sees the flash play down Banana. And Gambit, they even leave a player there. Stewie back in, catching Hobbit with nades out. Nafany won't react, he won't attack, and Liquid peel back. Nafany now, while he's unsuspected, he will surely get checked. No, it doesn't look like it. Uh-oh. They jump over? No, they walk right by. Nafany has got the round in the palm of his hand, and he crunches it.
Heartbreaking here, but for Nafany, he's putting this Galil to great use. Now, Fallen is able to trade that out. You know, you still take the 2-for-1 if you're Gambit, but right now we're looking at Shiro having to hold the line. He's going to have to nail this one, and Shiro, a couple of missed shots. They're getting closer with every shot that misses, and now these rotations are moving in for Gambit. It was when we cast VP in their group, you know, we had that little stat reveal that Shiro had actually taken over Jame for the lowest deaths per round.
Yes.
You can see he's fallen back, playing this very, very safe angle, letting the rifles do the bulk of the leg work here. And if something is found, that's when we're going to see Shiro commit. He's always keeping, you know, the ability to save in the back of his mind.
Orb's just such a valuable weapon, right? It can be so important, even keeping it into eco rounds, getting wins in that regard. Gambit are good at that. Here they come, they got nades out. If Naf peeks, he wins around. Fallen will go ahead, and Naf trades the kill. It's all on Shiro, but as we know, he's saving, he's giving it up. That tag will make it so no one comes his way. So Shiro out of there. Gotta watch the bomb, but should be fine. Whoa, calculated, of course. Nothing could have possibly went wrong. Yeah, this one as well. Surprising to not see Liquid check that. Nafany, the re-aggro, right? He pushed back into that position after Liquid used utility. But it's not enough to win the round for Gambit. Pushed out of the B site. Liquid continue to build, show the same T-side start they did yesterday against NIP. 4-0. Luckily, with that saved money off the back of the Galils picked up on the eco, Gambit can reinvest with everything here.
Yeah, flashes set up again from Shiro right at the back. The nades rain in, but ultimately it's Nafany looking worse for wear in this early nade battle. Not what you wanted. Nafany's been pretty instrumental in anchoring down this B bomb site, and so now we see him kind of playing this loosey-goosey rotate role. Hobbit's moving away as well, and they're going to leave Shiro to be this railgun down towards Banana, right? Able to hold it alone, or so you hope, thus enabling this 4-man stack to come in.
Yeah, Molly forces some respect for now. At what point does Shiro want to call for help? He's still got a full belt to delay any execute from Liquid. But Liquid aren't committing yet. Still holding Banana on Grim. Hobbit backs out of danger on the A site. Smoke comes in on long. Nafany's trying to bait for Hobbit, who's still tucked in on the archway, but they're just getting the usage out of the util. Making sure Liquid don't hit a fast pace, a good timing. Hobbit, ooh, close smoke spam. Got to watch out. They can always fire back. Tracers give you away. Gambit, they're so convinced this is an A-site attack. They've got 2 players anchoring at the back of the site. Nafany's hiding, hoping he doesn't get checked because he's low, and Inters is going to die for him. This all will not matter if Shiro falls at B and Liquid go back. Long to CT is even an option, but Liquid are committing on the short side.
Yeah, in they come. Axile about to get tested down here in the pit. Hobbit hiding in the cubby. Steals himself away for now. This triple setup and gnarly crossfires that come with it are very difficult to navigate. Now they deal with, oh, there's a second guy in the site and they don't know about him. Nafany waiting till the final second. And I love how they do that, right? They have like the three players trying to face, you know, like Hobbit supporting over towards long as well. Nafany, who came over from that B bomb site right at the start of the round, just tucks himself in. He sees how little time there is. He knows that they're likely not expecting a 4th player to be there, especially with everyone else being so loud and proud about their positions.
Yeah, especially when he plays right behind Inters. And I think the cool thing about that Gambit do that not many teams would is when he gets tagged early, a lot of teams will go, hey, can I have the AWP, mate? Can I get that from Shiro? I'm 10 health.
Good luck taking it from Shiro.
Yeah, firstly that. Secondly, no, they actually find a way to make him valuable with 10 health by setting him up as that like bait player hidden at the back. And that means Shiro can keep on the angle, he can keep B confidently. A lot of options there for Gambit. Nice read in that round. But will you read right every time? This time they take Banana. Weird smoke. Elige doesn't want to go through. Oh, Shiro grabs Grim on a jiggle as well. Wide angle, and it's getting scary. Stewie's looking for the pistol, and he does find it, and they pushed it back. Liquid, meanwhile, just taking middle. Elige with a hero rifle, but not for long. Just headshot by Axile. Fallen's taking it, but you're hoping for a hero here if you're Liquid, and you're not expecting one. Gambit 3 kills away from taking their second, and they'd love to keep it flawless as well.
It's looking good for them to keep all 5 alive, isn't it? Stewie's Deagle. Maybe. Oh no, Inters is just tucked in. Naf will get one. Not able to make it a double, but Stewie will. A little bit more damage done here at the end. That's all right if you're Team Liquid. You know, the 5-on-2, you're able to bring 2 of those players out of the round. You keep the money down low. Well, not low, but not getting established.
It's better than keeping 5 alive. At least for Liquid. Still trying to break through that bank, though. They've got another reinvestment. No AWP for Fallen. Shiro, he's just really been seen towards that B bomb site so far. Yet to need to switch it up. The 4-man stacks on A enabled by it are just enough to keep these rounds alive for Gambit. Elige beats the Molotov. Oh, they want to fight him there. That flash doesn't really go as planned. Axel gets fully blinded, bails out. Luckily, no punish play from Elige, who's also tucked in. Util getting traded at Banana. I don't think they'll be caught out by sandbags again. He's even going to have to smoke the Molotov just to make sure they don't hunt him down in the fire, and Liquid are close to doing that.
It's a little spooky because he wanted to get out there, but he didn't really know where they were at Banana. His teammate in Hobbit had already gone back into the site, so it's not like he had anyone who could have checked that for him, right? For all Nafany knew, they could have been at the half wall already. They could have seen that smoke go down. Little nade stack into CT. Inters the timing on that, man. Now brought down low. And Team Liquid are just going to wait for the time being. They pull the brakes on this one. Content with the 5-on-4, knowing the nades might have found damage. Now they look to pounce on the back of these flashes. Smoke down in CT, Grim leading the charge into the bomb site. Hobbit waiting to try and deny a bomb plant. Oh, it's close, but it's not close enough for Hobbit. There's a nice nade to remove Stewie 2K. And so we find ourselves in a 4-on-4. Once again, Shiro hanging all the way back at long, holding for any flanks. Also in a position where he can look to hold on to the AWP. So that means success needs to be found. And with the kills initially getting traded in favor of Team Liquid, it's 5 on the board for this T side.
Yeah, no one's even going to peek CT as well, right? Once you're tucked behind new box there, you're just locking in the angle. You don't want to give Shiro away back in. You know what he's going to be doing. First round, he's away from B. First round, Liquid, get in for free. Yeah, that was a bit awkward, right? Nafany getting trapped there at the sandbags. Definitely didn't know that Liquid was so far back with the util that they were throwing.
Now, that's one that you're a bit gutted. Like, when you go back and rewatch the VOD and you go, oh, man, like, yeah, I was actually totally fine, but he's just never to know that is the problem.
Yeah. Okay, Liquid, nice little B execute to get them back on the board and force another save out of Gambit. Right now, they're getting tested on the CT side. Still got these constant rebuys thanks to the saves, right? It may not be fun to watch, but it's what enables Gambit to avoid eco for now. Eventually, that's inevitable if Liquid keep finding more T rounds in a row. Shiro now up in the apartments with the AWP, peeking deep. Double setup. Lead just going to deal with Axel here. Spam won't connect. He gets caught shooting through the wall. Axel grabs the first. There's a bit of damage in response for Naf. He's done a lot to Shiro. Might want to get out of there. Everyone getting wounded up in apartments, and even the nade on B softening them up. It may not seem like a lot, but doing 10, 15 damage with a nade has great consequences because Gambit are running M4s, right? So one-shot headshots now a factor to take into account for these Liquid players, all except Stewie. Here come Liquid, looking to commit. Gambit one step ahead with 3, and Liquid just going to go through the smoke.
Oh, yeah, Nafany up here on one of these boosts. There isn't a CT smoke down. And so they're just running it dry into this triple stack at B. That's a little ugly there, as it all kind of falls apart. They don't really have many options. They try to make that B hit happen. Gambit one step ahead with the early rotation. And so now the money of Liquid called into question.
That's just Liquid trying to get ahead of the rotate, right? They saw the double app setup. They saw Shiro with the AWP. A lot of your plan is going to be, all right, get away, especially on Inferno, right? Get away from that AWP. And that's why you see CT AWP is always, moving around the map on this one. And so they just try and pump into B before Gambit have any more reinforcements. But they were super ahead of that, right? They got 1 kill in apps, and suddenly they send a third rotate to the B bomb site. Gambit read that one well. 3 to 5. And it's very competitive, Harry. It's exactly what we wanted. It's, we're seeing similarities from Liquid's T side yesterday, except Gambit actually have answers to the problem, answers that NIP maybe couldn't field, at least not in the early game. Never felt like they were truly in control of Inferno.
No, I mean, even in a lot of those rounds, even if they had the right read and, Liquid were walking into a stack, they would more than often end up winning it anyway, right? Sure. And we're already getting a lot less of that here. I think as well, Gambit are going to be pretty wise to some of these B plays that Liquid were throwing in against the NIP squad just yesterday. Oh my goodness.
It's more where that came from.
Oh, Naf Steagle with the opener. Gonna go ahead and now look to grab that gun, throw it back, baby, into the hands of a liege.
And now all you've got is double smoke flash. So Liquid have planned for this exact round, right? They know they have nothing to play with, but just a gun. And with a missed shot from Shiro, they're going to get in deep. Spray has to come through. Hobbit needs a multi, and he's got 2 already. Elite trying to come in for some trades, and Hobbit will not allow it. Mowing down 3-4. Pistol out. Let him ace. Shiro with a calculated missed shot. So Hobbit can find all 5. And Sui gets it deep, but Inter spams him through the smoke. Hobbit was going for a knife kill, FYI. And I would love to see that to close the ace, but not today. Instead, it's still a clean round for Gambit. Bit of a mess. Maybe clean's not the right word.
That's twice now as well. Liquid have been stifled by these boosts. There was a bit of a weird part where Elige goes running in and was looking at oranges as though it was on the ground as opposed to a boosted player. But I guess the guys who run in first just weren't fully aware what was happening. Just kind of knew the roundabout area of where they were shot in the back of the head from. But these B anchor players for Gambit are looking really, really good out of the gate. Nafany's given us some fantastic rounds. Hobbit alongside him now joining the ranks of these scary B players. Liquid still aren't deterred, grouping towards B early, trying to secure this apps control.
Yeah, Liquid actually smoked top B. Often you're going to see mollies or like nade stacks up top B out of spawn, but they know that, you know, not only will Shiro likely stand in a Molotov, but also they can smoke it off and find a way to fight through. So they just smoke it. Liquid use utility just to deny info for Gambit, and now they're going A. Shiro's already here.
Oh, yeah. Inter spotting even more players at long. I don't know if that was the bomb spotted, but it looked like it was Stewie jiggling, so I can't imagine it was. Grim still trying to keep this banana control in the hands of Team Liquid. And Nafany started to move back towards A, with Stewie making noise up in top middle. Oh no, he fakes the footsteps, he fakes the rotation. Hobbit with a smoke spam delivers the goods. Not good for a double this time, but he's done enough. 1 for 1 and lots of damage onto Elige. Sets up Nafany to try and hold down this B-bomb site again. Now, he did fake the footsteps on a rotation away, and he's dodged these players that have moved in for Team Liquid. Nafany traded by Fallen. And so now, Stewie 2K and Fallen have got to get this one over the line together.
Close shots for Shiro, but close won't cut it here. Stewie and Fallen taking deep peeks. Fallen's looking for that CT rotate. He's found the info. Are they ready for Axel, who's so late? Up banana. Stewie sits on an off angle, but with CT open, he's got to worry about that as well, so he'll deal with it easily. Now taking spawn, even more control, and now Shiro tries to hunt him down. Stewie's on his own. 1v2 turning around, quick shots, and Stewie out of ammo. Finds the dink to Shiro, cannot close the round unless time does it for him. I don't think it will. Shiro with just enough time for that defuse. NT for Stewie, and one more bullet would have done it. Whew.
That was almost a round, man. That was almost a big Liquid moment. A big Stewie moment. But the ammo, it always does you dirty.
Yeah.
It always does you as dirty as it can.
And the A4 as well, you know, take off the helmet or give him an AK and suddenly who knows where that round goes. It would have been great to see that out of Stewie as well. He suffered in the stats department yesterday for sure, right? Like, it was clear that he wasn't necessarily trying to be that star player. He was setting Elige up a lot of the time, running in first, getting traded, things like that. So, you know, it was fine, but that could be a round to really drag him forward. He's still top of the board right now, 10 and 9. Top of the server, other than Hobbit. And always great to see Hobbit.
I always struggle
performing
with reading 9s as well. Like,
yeah, I couldn't tell if that was
they look
0.
like Gs, and
No,
so I always
yeah.
get confused. I'm like,
Yeah,
is he...
Stewie 10 and G. No, I was looking at the wrong monitor. It's too far away. There's so many screens in this room, Harry. I can look wherever I want. I can stand with my back to you. That's actually my preferable way to cast.
Okay. That's unnecessary, but
Because
it's
you
fine.
distract me, Harry. Because you're just too good looking or something.
No. Well, don't worry. The kiss cam's coming. Here we go.
Oh, dear.
Elige donning a hero AK. Pistols and a little sprinkling of armor for Stewie 2K. Well, moderation be the key for Team Liquid. You should have 5 cups of liquid a day,
Yeah.
I think is my understanding of it. So let's see how much Gambit want to have.
Slurping it down. But in no hurry to do so. Still reading this 4-man A setup. Nafany going back, but he's still going to be able to quickly rotate into this A site, and he'll need to. Liquid are here. Liquid are going in hard. Elige and Fallen leading the charge. Inters is already dead. Axel gets one from the pit, but that's all. Grim on a long look kills the AWP with a lovely Deeg shot. 2 on 4, you're locked out. This was an eco for Liquid with a hero gun, and they've got the site for free.
Yeah, Nafany's still looking like he wants to take a peek on this, and now he's out in the open. Elige taps him from the round. The hero AK delivers. The Deagle of Grim is the kill that seals the deal, and now they're even chasing Hot down. They remove that AWP from play. Fallen gets it up into his hands now, and Team Liquid are back in the lead.
Ah, yes. Fallen with the AWP. That's what we like to see. Oh, the double check.
I love it, though. Like, they didn't fall for it again, right? Ever since Nafany played in that position, they're like, nope, we're checking it. We are running straight. Fallen just goes, I'm running straight to the back of the site, and I'm seeing if they're doing it again. And subconsciously, he'd already decided, like, nah, they're not actually doing it again. And then they were, and he had to flick back, but it's fine.
You just keep checking it, man. Keep checking it till it's clear. Now full pistols, right? right? You may get the AWP for Fallen, but it's not in the round you really want it. Yes, it allows you to play slow and wait to see if Gambit make plays, but Gambit is so patient, man. They won't make a play unless like, they feel like they have to. They do some nades over B, spotting. Even got a flash here ready to go over the top, but instead just smoke off the choke point. And so Fallen's going to be hard-pressed to actually find value in this round in a pre-plant situation, especially with what we're seeing out of Gambit right now, but that's fine as long as he keeps it going into the next gun round. Shiro certainly will have it as an option, 4K already, saving as much as he can. Gambit have done a good job of keeping their economy intact in this match. This is, you know, their first real eco ever since, obviously, pistol and conversions. And even then, they made them interesting. However, this should be nothing of the sort. Only Nafany at B, nothing left, no utility. Liquid about to execute. And that should really be the round.
Yeah, if anything happens here, I don't know. I'd be shook. I'd be shook. Nafany, oh, he's done a lot of damage, bless him, but unfortunately the USP, not your friend in the one-tap department, and anything outside of a pistol round. And so Team Liquid are up onto 7, looking to try and win out the half at a bare minimum here. Gambit just left holding on to this armor on Axel, couple of deagles, maybe going to try and play for exits again. If you remember, right, Gambit did a great job in round 3 of removing all the guns from play for Team Liquid. And so they're going to look to do it again. They group up in the bottom of Banana. They're going to try and keep you trapped in. But unfortunately for them, Team Liquid are all exiting through the safe haven of CT. So this is a 5 alive round for the Liquid guys. And that's going to make a tremendous bout of difference here, right? They're no longer in a position where they can be put onto any kind of downward spiral in terms of the money. It's so established that it's going to be a real grind for Gambit. They're reinvesting into this round. AWP in the hands of Shiro. Again, been pretty quiet from him so far. And I think, you know, this is meant to be the easiest side you're going to have of wielding that AWP. As of yet, really, to have much out of it.
Yeah, for sure.
And one of those 3 kills is with the 5-7, remember. So
you can almost feel like pressure to try and get involved, right? Try and play a bit overconfident or over-aggressive. You don't want to do that on CT Inferno. Find the fine line. This time it's just Hobbit alone at B. Shiro on long with his teammate inside of the smoke. Fallen holding for that boost. He managed to actually get a kill off of it yesterday. Can't blame him. Lurk smoke thrown into B keeps Hobbit's attention for now as Liquid set up. It looks like another one of these fast short pops, right? Where they just run into the bomb site and Gambit are trapped with 2 on long. You know, Nafany's still going to get involved from this position. But if Liquid do go for the fast short, they've got to clear the corner. They smoked off Shiro. Now it's Nafany's time to strike, and Liquid get ready to go. Molotov is good. Axel's got to run right out of there. They hear it, 50 health. Liquid, it's only a matter of time. Oh, that's a ding.
Oh my God!
Chill.
Elise, the executioner, Grim to follow up, and yeah, he's traded after 1, but look at that. That was the Liquid site takes that we had coming in yesterday versus NIP. Gambit just got nipped in the bud, my friend, right? That is unreal. The fact they're able to do it versus Gambit and then keep, you know, 4 out of 5 alive, even shutting down Hobbit on his attempted save. This is the Team Liquid that you want to see right now. 8-5 up once more. You know, this is the downside of the CT economy. I hate to keep talking money to you, but my word.
How did he know? How did he? That was a dink through the wall. How does Elijah know? That's actually a really good play for Nafany to sit there. He's anti-flash initially. Right, Elijah's just laughing like, okay, that actually worked, did it? That's the only position that you're hoping Liquid won't check. Because, oh, we got the long smoking guy, Shiro spamming behind it. It's fine, run past the AWP, go short on these really quick plays where they're looking down from flashes. And Nafany just gets pre-fired dinked. Nothing quite like it. Astralis stack set up at the back of B, but this is not saving your bacon. If Liquid even walk into this and die, they'll rotate it fully back to A.
Didn't you see what they did to our boy Device just yesterday?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to try and use an Astralis pistol stack here?
Oh, dear.
Oh, boy.
Time to farm those
Stewie,
ecos,
here it
baby.
is. The leaning tower of US pizzas. And, well, Hobbit does get rid of Stewie, but now they know everyone's there. Now they just bring that bomb into the safety of A. Grim protecting this rifle with his life, but he doesn't need to throw it down. He just takes them all, puts 9 up on the board for Team Liquid.
Wow.
And I do want to say, right, when we saw like these Liquid site takes happening on Inferno yesterday, I just presumed it's because, you know, Nip aren't this incredible Inferno team. But mate, I don't know, like, the fact you're doing this to Gambit, it's so impressive. Like, they run into a site, not a trade happens, man.
Yeah.
It's just everyone wins a gunfight. It's beautiful.
And now there's only 1 round left of the half. There's only 1 chance for Gambit to try and hang on here. Keep this CT side rolling. Liquid, though, they managed 11 against... oh, God, there's Shiro getting involved. Quick shot. You know, I was saying they got 11 against NIP on this map yesterday on the T-side start. So this is, you know, better for Gambit, but it's still not perfect. Nafany with the second orb gets out of there just about. Fallen found, and Nafany waits on the angle for a flash from Liquid. We've got a couple. There's a good one. Nafany blind, though, finds Grim. 2 on 5. Should be no way back in. Allegiant Naf in the clutch moment for Liquid. Allegiant's taking the orb. We saw a bit of this yesterday on Dust as well. But I'm not holding out in hope of a 10th round here.
No, it should never happen. But will it? These are the questions we ask, right?
Have you got any answers, Harry?
How could I possibly... It's a 2-on-5, Hugo. This would just be a freak of human nature, like a liege, having to go above and beyond. And even that, right? Even once you've got the first traded immediately. Nah, can't finish the job. He's burning alive.
What?
And should get finished off here by Inter. The Gambit side, meanwhile. And who could blame them? I mean, they've got to limber up. They've got to sprint into this second half because Liquid are holding this lead. 9-6 at the end of that first half of play. Gambit now looking to embark upon their T side. Well, what have they thought up? What have they got in the old think tank?
4 Glocks and just the U-turn on Nafany. Actually, 1 PT50 handed to Shiro. No surprises there, often the case. Liquid setup. 4 strong on A. Apps stack from both sides. Looking to pinch Gambit. It's only Hobbit here, though. Top performer in the server right now. And boy, does it feel good to see this guy perform on Inferno. But it's nothing new. Stewie back at B's got the smoke. Fallen's got the kit if things get weird at this B site, and they're about to. Gambit gonna run him down. Stewie, can you take any with him before he gives up the site and plays retake? He chooses not to, just fully abandoning that control. Playing for the 5v5 right now. Hobbit, he's hanging around on the lurk in middle. They're running right by him.
I love this play. Naf, big brain, big brain. He's found a Hobbit hole, and they're all going after him, but oh my goodness, he owns the Hobbit hole. He is the Hobbit hole. Finally dead after 3, but there's no recovering this one now for Team Liquid.
Oh my goodness, they didn't want to leave him in the backline, right? They didn't want to let that round come down to Hobbit's timing on the backstab after they knew he was there, but climbing down below, not the way to go about it for Liquid. They get melted by the Glock. Oh my goodness. Look at this from Hobbit. All headshots as well. You can barely see the face. He's shooting them in the chins, man, from below. That's got to feel good for Hobbit. Not only top
Oh, you would know, mate. Look at him just chewing gum, hanging out.
In the office. He was already top of the board. That will send him skyrocketing, and that gives Gambit a second win back into this T side. Now they're the ones in control. Liquid want to flip that on its head with a quick force buy up, and the scout shot connects for Naf over Shiro. But if Liquid don't win this round, it's Gambit back in the game, 9-9, and starting to pick up face, or save face rather. Already 1 tag. How many more?
I guess we'll find out. Inter's jiggling this. Naf on a very small angle. The smaller the angle, the bigger the play. As the old saying goes, Naf, they will get past him. Everyone's in CT. Everyone's cut off by these smokes, apart from Grimithy. Down in the pit, he's got a lot on his plate, a lot of work to do, and just a deagle for the job, can't hit a thing. And Nafany will run him down. That's a save call for Team Liquid. That's almost a complexity-esque look at that one, right?
Yeah, that's
the majority of players grouped up towards B. If you don't get the fight on your terms, then the majority save, and you basically have this round. But again...
Yeah, better than running USPs. I say that, Gambit, they did nothing similarly with their CT4s, and then they had that USP round where they got all the kills and saved 2 Galils. So, you know, this is, like you said, even better for Liquid, but Gambit will happily take the 5v4 round closer, looking for a quick 3-0 to start the half. It shouldn't be really much to stop them here. Stewie would love a gun, but they're not coming his way.
Now, what's the decision going to be now, right? Do you go with a heavy lean towards B again? In the hope that surely they don't go A twice in a row.
Yeah, Gambit do their due diligence, right? They're not just committing into bomb sites without at least showing some face on either side of the map, keeping Liquid guessing. Don't want to make it too obvious unless you're going really fast, and it's difficult to do that on Inferno with a util getting shown. This is a round for it, though. Liquid only have what they saved from the last, so Smoke and Molly already used up. Fallen. Trying to get info up top B. Gonna meet him with some nades there. Chunky down to 46. Sees an arm and takes a leg. He's gonna tag Hobbit. Definitely called that as well, so Liquid know that there are options open. Hobbit's going to swap to the scout though. Let Shiro try and rifle around as this B executors get set up. You would love the B stack now. Now you have nothing of the sort. A flash play to make this round happen, and Fallen gives it a go.
Yeah, Stewie setting him up with the flash and Fallen coming through. Oh, they were blind, but you know, armless little P250 attempting to cut them down. It was never going to be too pretty. Oh. Naf caught as well, and they're even hounding down these pistol players over in the ruins. Liquid are just going to get out of there. Look to keep the scout Deeg and a little bit of armor still in play. Now, I was a little bit curious here, right?
Yeah.
Because when we saw Gambit take to LAN back at IEM Cologne, right, maybe it wasn't the results we were expecting, but you got to bear in mind, you know, you got the whole pressures of LAN, not everything that comes with it there. Something that was kind of interesting is that Inferno flip-flopped as a map for this this squad, and it was one that, though they had a lot of close games on, they caught a lot of L's here, right? Before that, when we've seen them in online play, looked like a very, very stable map for this squad. And so I was curious what kind of Gambit we were going to get now in the server versus Team Liquid. They've at least made it competitive to open up this second half. We're immediately back into a tie game. And now there's a lot of weight on this first rifle round, right? This really decides like where that momentum is gonna lean. If Gambit pick it up, suddenly they are soaring into the lead in a very big way.
On Liquid's pick as well, right? We don't really know what to expect from the rest of the series, from Vertigo especially, but we know Gambit, they're certainly lethal there. So, yes, this is a very important one for Liquid, especially. Fallen, got to watch out. That Molly and Apps buys him a few more seconds, but Hobbit's trying to act after it. Fallen, oh, he's still here. Luckily, he's got that smoke from Grim and a bit of room to play with. Legs seen, though, and Hobbit grabs him. Maybe a headshot here to Fallen. Depends who smoke fade favors. Fallen goes back to mid instead. Would love the trade, but also doesn't want a 5v3, and that's the risk you've got to take. Down to 30 from Shiro's scout. Now Gambit, if they want, they can just group B. They have that top banana control. Liquid are using all their util there as we speak. They still have smokes to stall. But that is pretty much it. Gambit going through the mid smoke. There's the flash. Leaves. Oh, they turn with their backs. And even the first player looking at Long was fully wiped from the flashbang, so timing's a bit off there for Gambit. It's still a recoverable round. Selling the fake up in Apps is Hobbit, but it might not be a fake. The bomb's coming back.
Oh, and this is into the stack now. Team Liquid will be pretty mobile with Fallen. He's on that AWP, but even though he's playing this rotate role in Speedway, he's not committing to a B-side rotation yet. He's still here and able to help out at A, at least holding for this arch cross. It means these players in the site can put all their attention onto the apartments and short. With Elige dead in Graveyard, little too much of him showing to the Apps player of Hobbit. They're gonna pull through with both the entries that are needed.
Yeah.
And Gambit, they do win this first rifle round, which is worst case Ontario for Team Liquid.
Yeah, more like can't at Hey, you make a bad one, I'll make a worse one, Harry.
Yeah, at least mine's like a, would it be a quote or a reference?
Yeah, I think both, in fact.
Both a quote and a reference.
Well, 10 rounds for Gambit, and that's got to be a great feeling as well, right? You know, we were comparing this to the NIP game because it did start the same with Liquid running these really fast A plays, going up 5-0 or 5-1, looking really in control. Well, that one was 11-4, and even then, Nip, you know, they did a good job of making that somewhat close in the second half. You know, drawing in a few rounds in a row, but it didn't matter up against 11 rounds. You always felt like Liquid were destined to close. They didn't have quite the gap this time around. And obviously, as you just put off the back of going 3-0 up in the half, suddenly it's a level playing field. Suddenly, Liquid aren't feeling in control. Fallen's had a lot quieter of a game with the AWP. Both the AWPers have. Him and Shiro have certainly not been top of the server. Elige has looked good. Stewie's looked better. But right now, is there a hero for Liquid to keep them here? Saves coming through. It's what worked for Gambit to just get them on the board right at the end of the half. Liquid have got another rebuy, and Gambit will meet them there. Shiro patient, Fallen. Oh, he hits him in the head. Good flash. Shiro thought he was in cover, ducking from it. No, he's not. That's what we needed out of Fallen. A man up. Elige is starting to take space and take names, but Axal signs his death warrant. 4-on-4, all picked back up, and Hobbit can go back to upgrade if he wants. It's a long way, though.
It's wild that Axal's so ready for that little bit of mid-aggression.
Yeah.
You know, that's very unexpected to be pushed in the mid-round after, Fallen tries that peek down through middle.
Oh my goodness.
Nafany, there's the opener. Stewie might have been boosted, might have been the man who had to step up, and now we're looking at Nafly. One player has slipped the net, but Naf goes back for him, and he's one hell of a fisherman. The claws are out now, and Nafly, ooh, there's another. Axal has his head removed. Naf is holding down this B-bomb site like his life depends on it, because in a way, it does. Still Hobbit left to beat. But now the rotations have arrived. Now they've got here. And with 40 seconds left, Hobbit, he's headed for the hills.
Yeah, is he going to burrow down in a nest, in a hole in the hills? Or will he just recommit to B after Liquid rotate out? They did have 3 here if you count Spawn, but Grims eventually had to go back and take that A space in case Hobbit is giving it a go. And he still might. Looks like a save right now. But 20 seconds, the temptation is always there. However, the lack of smoke to cut off this AWP and CT Spawn might be deciding it for him. Hobbit knows Fallen will be there. And he knows Naf never left the site. Nasty hold from Naf as well, right? He absolutely shreds him in B. The one man on 20 health, and that's all Liquid needed. We said we needed another guy to step up. And Naf is that guy. Elige pushed down mid. You felt like that was a way to catch Gambit with their backs turned, but Axal reacted very quickly. And this game is once again competitive. It's not, although Gambit find the first gun round, it's not like they start running away and going through the motions, buy eco, breaking money. Liquid save allows them to rebuy. They win one more. Now it's 10-10 again. Anyone's game.
I see Fallen making a dash to the short side. Does he want to try this peek again? Shiro will once more be waiting for it at ramp, and this time Fallen does not want to give that fight over. Instead, he's seen a head over in the apartments. He might even full B rotate now. And yeah, Fallen at least falling off, taking a long angle. Looking like he's going to make his way over towards B. On his exit, he smokes top mid from Library. And yeah, look, they're just swapping players out, right? This is this idea that you always need to keep that AWP mobile. You need to keep Gambit guessing as to where this AWP lies. They just saw Fallen over at A, and now, like some kind of demon, he's reappeared. The apparition of Fallen outside of Banana.
No
Another
way.
tag. And I was going to say, is he out there again?
Yeah,
this time,
like
Naf's not really in the position to swap with him. Flash goes in, the push on the back of it. Stewie dead right away. Fallen only able to get one, and it gets a little bit awkward there for Team Liquid. They're left saving in this round once more.
Yeah, Stewie, he was trying to, hope, just really pray that Gambit's flash, faded before they come around the corner, but they time it well. He knows if he drops off that flash, they hear him, they know his position. Fallen smoked out, and you're in hot water. Best case scenario is Gambit are a little late off the back of the flash, and Stewie can get a kill before he drops. Instead, he just drops, and Fallen only takes one with him. It's not enough temptation until Elige gets that kill. However, the rest of his team in pit, this will not be a retake round for Liquid. Gambit trading rounds back and forth with more saves. You continue to reinvest. You continue to fight Gambit for this control. But Gambit showing a lot more face than NIP could. And even without Shiro in all of this, he's still 5 and 10. It's not coming down to Shiro. We're getting everyone else. Fallen's winning in the head-to-head against Shiro. Both AWPers struggling, though. Great trade.
Yeah, I mean, for Shiro, it just feels like he's in a bit of a weird place right now. Like he leans into the James style of always erring on the side of caution. But I think sometimes it really means that he can just have these games where he's just not having any impact. I don't know, man. I remember the first time you and I really got to see Shiro for all he was worth. And it's oh, he was this phenomenal clutch player who, in a 1v2, he'd always be willing to, give it a look and give it a go, make some magic happen. I miss the old Shiro, the straight from the clutch Shiro, The 1v2s don't scare me, Shiro.
Maybe we'll get it. There's still time in this game, right? Not just in this map, but the series as a whole. And Gambit, they're holding a lead for the moment. Liquid have more utility. There's some more protocols in play. Fallen, don't you dare. Shiro's been on this angle every round. Although Fallen's won it before, you wouldn't expect him to be able to do it again. Not without that flash, at least, that Grim provided last time. Nafany trying to hunt down the aforementioned man, and the flash saves them from Fallen's clutches. Almost takes the Boiler player out with him. Good nade onto Axile. Gambit abandoned middle. Shiro is still holding on, hoping someone re-aggresses, but eventually they set their sights back towards B. This is only re-establishing some control to try and take Banana back out of them before they hit A. This bomb is in apps right now. Unless Gambit bring it back, it should still be that A site. And with the re-smoke just coming down from Naf, he's got even more time in the pocket of Liquid. Stopwatch ticking, and a Molotov ready to go. Stewie's even rotating out. That's exactly what Gambit want here. They know with the smoke fading, Stewie can not replenish it. Ugh, missed flash. So more manpower will have to do. Stewie has a flash. And Liquid eventually give up the top of B. So Gambit have scared them into a normal standard two-man setup. That makes A all the more tempting.
Yeah, they throw these fake smokes, and Fallen not holding the Boiler is instead waiting here in middle. It means the Peak never saw him. They bait the shot with that jump across, and Fallen will get the info at least. Now he's got to give the goods over. Grim down here in the pit playing this little one-way. Shiro will find him, and so Fallen trying to make it happen. Still a second man up in the site, and time is the enemy of Gambit here. They even hunt down Nafany. And that kill came in as the clock hit 0, so...
Yeah, he's got 2900. I actually didn't. I didn't catch which came through, if it was the kill or the time. But regardless, it's not pretty. He needs to drop, and luckily Gambit have the money for that. Oh, nice hold from Liquid. Comes down to the wire again for Gambit. It's that late Molotov at Naf from B that stalls out Nafany. It means he really just has no impact on the late flank there. Shiro gets a bit more value out of the AWP as well, but it all falls on dead ears. We're just trading rounds right now, Harry. Ever since Gambit won the first rifle round, there have not been 2 in a row. It's just been back and forth. Elige, up in apartments, looking for the opener. Fallen's tried this before. This time, nothing to be seen. Hobbit's tucked in safe. Gambit a lot more slow out of the gate in this round. They don't have the AWP to fight middle. That one was costly. Losing this now, especially with no bomb plant, will put them down and out. It will mean Liquid are poised to take this map away.
Yeah, we got this double AWP as well. Stewie with his, takes that peek down through Banana. Gambit might look to move in on the back of this. Naf throwing up in this boost as well. Now, Gambit have been ready for this a lot of the times that Liquid have done it. It's been far less fruitful for Liquid than it was for Gambit having a boosted player here, but this time with Stewie actually in the site and able to pull attention away from his teammate, maybe there's more success. Nafly, good for a double. Once more trying to be the savior of B, and with Fallen playing this gap in the smoke. It's another save round for Gambit. They're out of their Hobbit, is too far removed from the action. And this is so often the case, right? Gambit love to have a late lurk, you know, to try and cut down rotations, to try and win rounds by coming in on a backstab. But to have that, it relies on you actually getting into the site and being in a position where Hobbit can do a thing. He's just left holding on to this AK. And so Team Liquid, now with 12 to their name, you were just highlighting the importance of this round, especially for Gambit with their money teetering on the edge. Well, now it's broken. Team Liquid are in this spot where they can leap into the lead right at these closing segments.
Yeah, I mean, it was danger for either team, but more so for Gambit here. And saving the 1 AK, it's, you know, it gives you a chance to do something in this round, but at the same time, it just means Hobbit is not, you know, on the same wavelength as his team in terms of money. Liquid are laughing all the way to the bank with that round, and so clean as well, just moving as a pack through CT. Fallen's going to try and get that mid spot. Now he's got a bit more confidence. He's started to have impact into some of these rounds in the latter stages. So takes a deep peek to try and find the orb. Knows it's not wanting to play. Double AWP is still here. That allows his 4-man stack on the A site yet again. Stewie just holds down Banana. He's playing anti-flash, turning away, trying to predict utility from Gambit, but there's not going to be any. It's all coming down through the apartments and middle. 3 players in the halls. Hobbit, there's so much on his shoulders right now to, oh sorry, Axel rather, who's taking the gun over him to get something done. Hobbit's going to charge out of Apps in first place with the flashbang. Fallen's taking Napoli out. There's the mowdown for a lead. Only good for a first. AK dropped immediately. Grim won't let them in, and Shiro trades. Should mean nothing here. No bomb to plant. Liquid peel back. And Shiro, he's walking in smoke, but this is desperate. They're about to find him.
To add insult to injury, right, as we saw, the bomb dropped up on the balcony.
Yeah.
And so Shiro's playing along. Oh no, he was looking for the bomb. Oh, that's so sad.
Wishful thinking.
Oh, effing chat, man. This is screwed. Shiro. Oh, they let him get the bomb. They let him get a gun. Let him get the bomb and a gun. But Stewie, that's all the room he's prepared to give. And so there's that 13-11 we promised you. The reinvestment's going to come through for Gambit in this follow-up round, you would imagine. And so that means 14 is well within the grasp of Team Liquid on their map pick.
Yeah.
Which, considering we were at that point not long ago where these teams were just trading rounds back and forth, eventually it had to fall apart for one of them. And from winning that round there, Liquid have assured us that it's Gambit on the receiving end of the economy stick.
Yeah, sure. It's painful.
And they get hit by that. With it.
Yeah, so that was implied.
Cool.
That's why we need caster cams to see Harry doing that, yeah. 13-11, and this is such a rough situation to be in for Gambit. There's nothing consistently that's worked either. It's nothing that Gambit can look to and go, oh yeah, this has always been easy, because now we've started to have different signs from Liquid, the double orb coming through in the last couple of rounds. Gambit haven't really found a way to get past Stewie yet. Liquid using a lot of util to deny space, make sure these pistols can't get comfortable or rush them out of the spawn. Oh, good nade. Right down the ramp. That's really all Gambit have in this round. They move Nafny up middle. He has a Glock, 2 of them in play. So you're expecting pretty much nothing in this one. They're going to jump through a smoke together. Stewie, don't shoot your teammate. Oh no, he switched off. It's all down to the rifle. Naf, he's good for the job. 3. And by that point, Stewie stabilized to find the 4th. That's when the round comes to its bitter close.
I know it's only pistols, but that still could have gotten out of hand considering the very unfortunate timing on the weapon switch. So it's a very good job that Naf is able to keep control of the situation, lock it in with 3, give Stewie enough time to get set up again. And so now at 14-11, this is it for Gambit, right? They're putting everything on the line in this round now. This investment up against 14 decides if we have any real hope of a comeback, of overtime, you know, still very much a potential. You need to find success here. You can have problems get thrown up further down the line, but not in this round.
This molly is cool as well. It makes the noise. It looks like it's one that's come down the stairwell, but it's all a bit of a bait. If Gambit were to walk into apartments, they think it was, you know, molly. It's not. Liquid are trying to fight for this position. 3 players set up. Elish has middle. Grim with the AWP peeking down into ult. Elish just trying to stall out the mid play as long as he can, right? He doesn't want Gambit trying to wrap this A site or get in through long to CT. Luckily, Liquid don't have to worry about that yet. They have all of Banana with Naf deep down the corridor. Grim about to get this contact. They're all going to hit at the same time. Inter's still sitting back down T-spawn right now. There's the contact. Nice shot for Hobbit. Doesn't know about the orb. Fallen's got to pick his side. He's got to pick an angle. It's a risk. But now it's his only option. They've seen him backing up. Yeah, Hobbit knows he's going to try and shoot him on the escape. Fallen, oh, he just gets back to safekeeping. Bit of a spam. Won't do anything serious. Stewie still trying to bait for Naf and Banana. He can eventually flank. He doesn't want to go in too early. He's running it, and they haven't even committed. Naf, no way he can get out alive. Stewie's there to save his life. 4 on 3. Liquid should not have got away with this. Fallen switched off the shot, and he's gone back to the bomb side. But Gambit are running out of time.
All right, Fallen has been the king of missing these timings in this round. He's throwing so many dices that have come up snake eyes or whatever the bad one is, but finally something good might be on the horizon with Elish down in the pit, finding the first, now spotting Shiro. Elish is looking to win the round. Hobbit left against it all, tagged by Fallen's orb, and Fallen will finish the job. 15 on the board for Team Liquid, and as mentioned, if there was one round that couldn't go wrong for Gambit, it was that one there. While they're going to have a couple of AKs coming into this one, it's still very stripped back. It's not everything you want, especially not up against 15. You thought Hobbit had done enough, getting the opener, looking real good, winning some key fights. It's this push from Naf and Stewie that completely changes the flow of that round.
Yeah, that push almost looks like, oh yeah, Gambit are committing A, they're out mid, they're chasing a short, quick flank. It's like, that's the kind of play. No, Gambit is still like holding on, they're still defaulting. They only have apps, they don't even have middle at that point. They just didn't have the info. And even when Naf escapes, Stewie was right beside him on logs. Not sat back in car, he was able to keep him up. Oh my goodness, Liquid. They should never be winning that, but these guys are feeling themselves right now. Other NA teams in Pro League just trying to field maps, just trying to field results. Liquid, they want it all.
Oh, Stewie is most certainly going to get flashed here, surely. They're going to contact it. Oh my word, they just run him down. But it works wonders. He was not ready for that, and that's now an AWP for Shiro. Rotation's coming in from Fallen, but how much help can he be with Naf dead after 1? This might have to be a save for Liquid. Now, there are always these late lurks, right? So right now, you've got a 3-on-3 in the site, but after losing the AWP, your best bet is probably to grab that and head out of there, play again for the next.
Oh my
Unless Elish can inspire a bit of confidence.
He's
getting flashed. Grim lobbing them over. Elish hasn't spotted the pillar player till it's all together too late. And so that actually becomes a round where you're not able to save, you don't get anything out of it. Gambit, if they were going to win one, that's how they want to do it.
Yeah, I like that as well. Just no respect play from Gambit. They start to realize, why are we running these slow rounds? Why are we letting them take space and push up? Let's just go for this fast contact B explosion. They get the AWP off the angle. That's super awkward for Stewie. And then even just re-peeking into Fallen, Nafany doesn't care, isn't scared. And Liquid, when they get, you know, the Gambit henchman in their face, flexing, we get a little bit more results on this T side. Gambit able to field another. Remember, they had that streak of 4. They reset Liquid with a 5th in the 6th round of the half, and then Liquid went on a massive bender, a big streak of 5 in a row. Well, 15 is no guarantee. 15 is no lock-in. Liquid know that better than most, and Gambit are still believing. Why wouldn't you? This is Liquid's money on the edge. Losing here could mean you're fighting for round 30. Suddenly, overtime is not more than, well, it's more than a dream. It's a possibility.
Yeah, you can really see how you know, even attempting that retake in the last round is a ballsy decision. You understand why they're looking for it, right? Especially with Elige turning one back in their favor, but it's that limited, you know, spur of belief that powered you in that could have dug the grave in the long run, right? Even saving one of the orbs here, especially with the decision to reinvest into the double orb setup, like you're putting a lot of your cash into this round here and now. You're going to have one more rifle up against, you know... yeah, it's...
Playing 30. It's, you know, Sui gets caught out. Every other round with this AWP has been really good. So I don't think you're going to let that one, you know, shatter your confidence. You got caught by a contact play. They walked up wall or half wall. So Sui just won't get caught by that again. He'll play safer, or he'll play with his teammate to actually keep him alive or trade him. They're fighting for top B right now. Gotta watch out for those sneaky contact plays from Gambit. Shiro is holding, still 8 and 16, still struggling when it matters most. Oh, if he just takes a timing shot, it could be a man up, but not now.
Yeah, we got faith in Hobbit though. He's very much been the guy.
Yeah.
And he's back on his apartment's lurks. He's been great at these. This time he's got Grimathy to go up against. And Grim winning that is absolutely huge for Liquid. You look at who you've just removed. You think about how many problems this guy has caused you.
Oh dear.
And you breathe a collective sigh of relief. They flash falling off middle. They at least get the orb displaced a little. But another kill found, tipping this further and further in favor of Liquid. Now we look at this, Inter, Shiro and Axel.
Oh, they've read it.
The quieter three need to step up, and Team Liquid are in their brains. They're in their heads. They no longer believe that this was ever going to be an A play. They double up over at this B bomb site with 2 men in rotation. They boost up Elige. And they replenish this smoke. This push is going to come in through a smoke up against 15 for Gambit. This is the last thing you wanted to do. And with Stewie back at the site, good for the first. And Lige knocks them down. And Team Liquid take their map pick at 16 to 12. Their 8-win streak, or actually it's far more than that, stretching back for a long old while. You go all the way back into May. Ooh.
Not bad. Liquid's work cut out for them, but they're a map up. They've got that safety net. Liquid would rather just run over the series, and so let's see what they've been working on Vertigo. CT side start. Gambit moving in, moving up into this A side. Smokes it down on both sides, and nade onto Elige does some good damage. He tries to fight the fake plant as well. Gambit know that many teams like to nade stack, while Liquid have not. They've got utility for the retake, though. They were planning for this exact play. Let's see how it goes as they set up the smokes.
Yeah, on for the retake, but Gambit have been dealt this many a time before. Shiro! That's more like it, Shiro! Where was this back on Inferno? Hunt them down, give it to him, give him the beans. Fallen trying to do what he can to respond. Oh, now down to the 1v1. Never mind, Fallen rising to the occasion. Just Inter's left to beat. But on playing around the bomb, he sealed the deal on the round. It is a damn good try out of Liquid to make that so close after Shiro does what he does. But sadly, not enough time, not enough chances for Fallen to feel that 1v1 out.
Now we're in Shiro's home ground, right? Now we're in a place where he can show what he wants to bring to this series. I don't think he was going to be too happy with Inferno. Not an AWP's paradise by any means. Both AWP's struggled. Fallen certainly picked things up on the CT side. Shiro couldn't. Well, a pistol round like that to start, and suddenly Gambit, blood's flowing again. So many more options on this map for an AWP in Shiro's hands on either half. Gambit, oh dear, they don't know they're going to get faced. Elige just runs it down into the one-way smoke, finding Nafany.
So it's a 13 map win streak here for Gambit. But even then, throughout all of 2021, they're 26 and 2.
Oh my goodness.
So just to give you an idea of the kind of dominance these guys dish out on the reg on a bit of Vertigo.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary. It's a hard place to find yourself in. Bearing all that in mind, it will make it even more impressive if Liquid are able to give them a run for their money here. So let's see how this one goes. Gambit winning the pistol, but a man down in the anti-4 spy.
Elige, one is not enough. He wants more. He's going to swap sides of the smoke as well. Catching Shiro, turned around. He still flicks and hits the head. Elige dead, 4-on-4, and Gambit just setting up into this A site once again. I mean, it's Vertigo. You've seen it before. You know what to expect on this map. Molotov, Sui just doesn't want to be hit by the flames. Have that audio play against him. It's a good grenade, but you still expect these entries to come in for Gambit. Fallen's stripped down one, taking out Shiro. Axel is getting tagged up as well. This can still get out of control. Naf is sat in the default smoke. He gives it up. Stewie will even get Hobbit, yes, looks into the corner. Fallen scout falls, and 3-on-2. Suddenly the script is flipped. It's still winnable for Liquid, but Gambit with a weaponry advantage. Forget the plant. They are going to stick it, though. Cover is there, but Grim spams down Hobbit. Inters does not have time to get off the animation. Good chase for Grim. Inters rifle yet to be ready to fire. And Grim with a 3K finds that force buy round. Liquid, they couldn't do it on the previous map with these force buys. Neither team could. But already into Vertigo, things heat up.
You know, throughout 2020, when we got to cover a lot of the NA events, Hugo, we saw Liquid playing Vertigo quite a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously, times have changed for the Liquid squad since then. But, you know, it was a map that they were always very, very keen to play into. It was one that was played a lot out in NA, even throughout early 2021. We've seen good stuff from Liquid here. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see both what, you know, the new insight of Adren can bring to the table. I say new insight, right?
The old insight.
The old new insight.
Yep.
The in-out and then back again insight.
Yep. That's how they do it. Right. Through the smoke, Gambit catching Stewie by surprise there. Too many targets, not enough time. And Gambit not armed for this one, but that didn't stop Liquid last, did it? Elise trying to get in that quick crane smoke before they commit. Bit of a one-way, lets you see the legs of players coming up. Eludes their vision. Still going to go right through with a flashbang. No fear for Gambit. They're in the bomb site. Elige about to find out the hard way. They line up, and he knocks them down. Bomb drop. Nafany's coming in for a shot. Elige would have been a dead man if he didn't escape right then and there. We talk about lurks, we talk about flanks, and we can't forget Shiro. He's right in the back line. Elige not checking it, just flashing his team back in. They're going to kill everyone. Forget Shiro. He's dead in the water. 1v3, and even though he might have the element of surprise, that will quickly be given up. Liquid have taken space. There's the shot from Shiro, but they're ready for this.
You can't give him too much control so that you can get that bomb back, but with where it's dropped, it's going to be a tricky retrieval. And Team Liquid, they can just double up at ramp, which is exactly what they're doing, right? They're playing two different angles of elevation. You've got Grim down the ramp and back on the Platit's Naf ready to swing out at a moment's notice. So this should be an undoable clutch for Shiro. But the amount of times that's been said about this guy in these situations, you can't discount. There's the first. But that's the beautiful thing about that setup, right? Is you have that second swing further back, different angle, still able to double peek into it. And so you trade that favorably. Team Liquid, they steal away with a force fire in the second. And then when the rifles are out and Gambit are forcing back, they're able to weather the storm.
Yeah, massive play from Elige as well. The bomb site, good trade to close for Naf. I was still scared of a transfer there for Shiro. It had to be an instant trade. And now Liquid really control the CT side. Certainly, you know, you never count a team out before a game's done. Certainly not Gambit, but especially not on this map. Liquid are never going to be able to sit pretty or sit comfortable in this one. Especially not with the numbers you just told us. Those nades, often for the boost that we see teams like Gambit do. Over the smoke, but they don't have the weaponry for it. They're just going to try and run up. Hey, Elige, oh, he's in their position. Stewie was yesterday, and Fallen is going to be able to trade as both players get a double kill. Shiro wants the gun. They won't let him have it. Stewie chasing them down. Oh, get the rifle. Get the rifle, Stewie. Oh,
wow. He just styled on them so hard.
Calculated.
Stewie
is yelling, get the gun. Get the gun.
So he's like, it's cool, brother, look. Whoop, jumps up, grabs it after the respectful, what's another word for it, I guess we could say? The respectful sack tap, I guess we'll say.
Sack tap, one way to say it.
And so now, you know, 3-1 for Liquid, reinvestment back in for Gambit now. We got Shiro versus Fallen, looking to go head-to-head with these AWPs. But they're not destined to meet right off the bat. Shiro with his down at ramp, perhaps unsurprisingly. Fallen's, though, in middle is something that Hobbit was not ready for.
Mate, he was ahead of that flashbang. It's actually a good flash, but it's not for that close angle. It feels like Liquid just have, you know, something new every time. A trick up their sleeve, an ace in the hole, a joker in the deck. Fallen finds a freebie, taking out the top performer of the previous map. Gambit, look at the space they've been able to gain on A, but it goes both ways. Liquid are flanking. They've pushed in off of this mid kill, and no one is holding this. They were. Inter, so eventually has to bring that bomb. The call from Nafany is, mate, I'm in the site. Come help me. We don't have double smoke, so Inters is even more important to get up this ramp and lay up some util, at least cut off half of the bomb site. Liquid are just conceding. If they can molly the plant and delay it, that's even better, but it's no need. Elige has the round in the palm of his hand.
Oh, that one's free. The next one is going to cost him, though.
Ooh.
Fallen dead on that smoke walk. Elige, jeez, look at the pace. That's the bomb. And he just short Shiro over on the short side, even though the nade kill comes. Or the nade goes in, rather. Shiro's still going to deal with it. Now, left in another one of these clutches, while the rest of Team Liquid pounced onto this bomb site player in Nafany. Shiro baits the peaks, and there he is with the clutches. They're the rounds that we were missing out on back on Inferno. That's the old Shiro for you.
Great awareness. He's about to stick it, and then he realizes, no, Liquid are running him down. They're setting up util to pop back in, to catch him by surprise. He's so close that he hears that tick of the grenade and is able very quickly to dish out the death and dish out a round. 1v2 for Shiro. That's him back in control. Had a quiet first map, not today. Big pistol opener. Second round as well, won by him. Both these rounds Gambit have, you can pinpoint onto Shiro in a large degree, 9-4.
Something I am liking out of Liquid now, obviously, you know, maybe on the back of a Gambit round victory, not the time to talk about it, but we saw it. We've seen it a couple of times now. I love how they're addressing the lurks that we know Gambit likes to throw in, right? That was apparent back on Inferno, but here on Vertigo, they've already done some really, really nice stuff. When they were in that little, I think it was like 3-on-2 inside of the A-bomb site where Shiro's wrapping mid just a round ago.
Yeah.
They all rushed the site, guys. The two players in the site, knowing that someone's probably flanking us, right, to take that map control away. Well, in the round prior, they went about dealing with that flank in another way. They instead tried to actively flush him out and have Fallen fight with the AWP to deal with a guy like Hobbit who is looking for some late mid control, right, trying to set up one of these big A-lurks.
It's good to have that confidence, that willingness to just take control, but it's actually what loses in that 2-on-1 as well, Harry. Elite! What if he had more ammo? Shiro is a dead man, and suddenly Liquid have the round. They still could. Shiro's been caught with a missed shot. Fallen's got a free AWP. Grim may as well grab a gun, but he's holding on to this B aggro. Would love to see Grim arm himself. He has now. Axel, thanks for the Mac 10, buddy. It's all on Nafany.
This was a USP round, and now another 1v2 required for Gambit to find a round. Nafany this time in the hot seat. Is he going to be the Shiro? Is he going to be the hero? He sees the burst, contact made, and there's Grim with the swing. They win it with USPs, for crying out loud. What just happened? Team Liquid are up onto 4, and Gambit, they are not going to be happy with how that round went whatsoever. You are not meant to lose those.
No, you're really not. What happened to Shiro middle as well? Elige gets a double from above. You don't hear the USP. You don't know where it's firing from, but he really wasn't ready for that one. Does get the flick after getting tagged, but one more missed shot. It's all pandemonium at that point. Liquid are pushing him down. They arm themselves. Grim could have grabbed a gun. Didn't need it. Double kill to close with a Deeg in the Mac 10 running. Absolute scenes on the B-bomb site, and Liquid are laughing again. Mate, they're making Gambit work for these rounds, right? Anything. I was going to say, you know, I said this earlier, don't count out Gambit. Don't count a game is closed if Liquid have a lead here on this map, but it goes both ways. Gambit needs to know what they're up against. You've got to throw some respect the way of Liquid. Right now, they're demanding it. Through the smoke is Nafany. You can't see Stewie yet, though. He's sitting inside of it fully. And the fade may favor Stewie after all. There it is. He finds it. That moment of realization where it clicks and you can see something, a leg, an arm, anything is enough for Stewie. He takes 2 through the smoke, even pushing further. Fallen has the cover. And I mean, when we saw Fallen move to this AWP roll on Liquid, We saw a lot of great games out of him on this map, and this is no exception.
Yes.
2 to start, and Stewie wants to close. Shoot somebody.
Beautiful. Hoo-wee! Stewie's giving the BM out. He's dishing it out high in supply. The mood seems to be good right now. And that is something that I think it's worth talking about as well. When we looked at that Liquid Nip game yesterday, Stewie wasn't having the best of times. Even though Liquid were winning, he was more just like playing to set up his teammates. He wasn't really getting stuck in. He would just run knife out in some situations and be a moving decoy, it felt like. And he was doing that voluntarily. But today, he's dishing out BM, he's smiling, he's laughing, he's having a good time. And we're getting a much better individual game out of him. So what do Liquid look like when another one of their players really looking switched on?
That is a good point, right? And he had a really good map to start the series, you know. Even had that double off, found a lot of impact with it. One round where he got caught by contact play. Otherwise, it was, you know, really successful for Liquid. And now we got Fallen hitting shots like that, little flicks. Elige, another mid flank. What a time to pull it in. No one's, again, considering it. Axile's just left this position. Gambit have done their early defaulting. Now they're 5 up on A. Now they are fully committed to this round, and they don't know what's coming in behind. Great grenade as well over the site. Elige, how much will he find? Last time they lost it in a 2v1 after Elige set them up for a win. Hobbit just getting traded. Everyone's fighting. Forget the flank. Elige is going to run it down. Shiro's not ready for the close player, and the bomb gets dropped yet again. What could go wrong? And nothing is the answer for Liquid. 6-2. Even with that flank, the willingness to take fights once again, Harry, is getting Liquid on the board.
Yeah, and this is the kind of confidence that Liquid fans have not seen Liquid play with for a long old while now.
The second best team in the world.
Exactly. It's no longer, you know, like, when you're confident versus Nip, there's an element of me that can understand that, right? Like, yeah, they've got Devices, this big ticket player, someone who famously, back on Astralis, was always there to shut you down and ruin your life as a Liquid player, as a Liquid fan, as a Liquid investor even, probably. Ooh, but, you know, when it comes to this, like, versus Gambit, and you know, you were doing that versus Nip the other day, I thought maybe it could just be blind confidence, maybe you're coming off the back of, like, feeling really warmed up and good to go. I thought you'd be showing a lot more respect to Gambit, considering the heights this team have risen to, but no, apparently that's off the docket for today.
Whatever the game plan is working.
Well, so I mentioned how earlier on, right, they were doing this really nice job of like looking for the flanks either to shut them down early and have that create the 5-on-4, or they would like, you know, completely ignore a flanking player, kind of give them room, but focus on whittling down the other players. It feels like Gambit since have started to move away from having these lurks, and that's why we see guys like Elige getting all this room on these mid flanks. This is a lovely bit of conditioning. This is a lovely bit of calling out of Liquid.
Yeah, and we were talking about this, you know, off air, you know, between the maps, but it felt like the lurks from Gambit, the T side of Inferno, had absolutely zero impact, apart from Hobbit in the pistol and under, where Liquid fed him. It didn't feel like anyone got any value, right? Nafni walking through B on late A plays, Hobbit up in the apartments, calling for rotates. Like, nothing ever went well for Gambit. So, you know, this is another thing that Liquid is just very cognizant of and shutting down easily. Elige, at the sandbags, they don't have the util to contend. They can't get him out of this position. He can just pivot, pick and choose his fights, and even call for flashbangs from his team. Right now, there aren't any other than Fallen, who's just getting back into position. Elige might need it. Fallen scoped up for first contact. He knows he's calling. They can't cross you, bud. Elige doesn't care. He takes it into his own hands. Another double. 3 in the round. Inters gets the trade, but he's not here to win it out. Fallen will make that certain. 3-2 from Elige and Fallen, and 7-2 from Liquid on Vertigo.
And as mentioned, this is about the Gambit have a 13-map win streak on. 13 maps in a row. That's a lot of maps. I shouldn't need to say it, but
and it checked out, Harry.
The maths does check out, though, doesn't it, Hugo? Like, that's unreal. And like I said, even throughout all of 2021, 26-2.
That's just obscene. Like, when was the last time you saw a team with that kind of record, right? And these are against Tier 1 opposition here. We've all seen Gambit's rise to fame. This has not been in the Tier 2 scene.
There is some CIS teams from the RMR.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
they are, well, I mean, that's a whole different conversation, but that's never free.
No, the old saying of the
us.
CIS RMR is like, you can be top 1 team in the world, but you're not even top 5 in the CIS RMR.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they
Oh, the timing on this boost is brutal. Nafani, this is a double. He's worked it out. Oh, no, it's gone ugly. Tries to regain control.
Nice.
Stewie Stewie dead, and Nafany makes up for it. Double kill. The A-bomb site has been opened up. This could be how Gambit start to get back into this game.
Oh, that's so scary for Nafany. He didn't want to swing so wide that bottom player was holding him. He gets a lot of wallbang damage, and he even closes 2 kills. Now Liquid are locked out. They are not in position to deal with this round, but Fallen, that's an obscene flick to take down Nafany, to get a bit of vengeance in this one. You don't have damaging utility to stop a bomb. You might have to respect him, but why would Liquid respect him? Grim just throws himself into the bomb site yet again. You're still waiting for a lurk. You're still waiting for a flank that is not apparent. 2 players of Gambit on the bottom side wondering why they're not getting the fights, and they could come at any moment. Plant's stuck. Liquid have to respect that at least. They're set up for the retake.
That has so often been like this this brick wall player who could just, you know, always step up, get himself a multi-kill. We kind of need that now more than ever, right? He's on this little swing. If you remember, he closed out a round with a double lineup over in this A-bomb site, just round to go. But this angle from Hobbit is dirty. It's filthy. Fallen's trying to USP him out, but he can't. Hobbit refuses to go down. I love that position. The pole is absorbing all the damage that Naf's throwing his way.
Fallen hit him twice with the USP as well. Like, you know, first swing and second could not close him out. Just trying to get rid of him before the trade comes. This was impressive, right? Recovering this spray. It may not look pretty, but the results speak for themselves. Fallen hits a banging flick, and Hobbit to close with a 2K. Not even leaving it down to a clutch. It's a wild spray for Hobbit. Gambit have used 3 out of 4 timeouts already with 10 rounds into the map. Gambit are just trying to hold on. And that is something to be said with the numbers thrown at your ears on their win streaks. Fallen with another AWP. Shiro will meet him there. And a far better game from Shiro gives you hope at a recovery. On the flip side, we need a recovery from players like Axar, 1 and 10. Silent start. You know, one change as well is we often in the past saw a Liege towards this B bomb site on this map on the CT side, often left to get nothing done. I actually like how they're throwing him in with Stewie and Fallen on A, getting a lot more impact out of a Liege. This time it's Stewie going up and over, and now down. Hobbit beats the Molotov, he has to. Didn't want to run back. They might deliver him another kill, a Liege. Always good to get involved, even with Stewie gone.
Hobbit's on a bit of an awkward timer, and that looked dead on, man. Fallen, quick reactions to mop this up. There's a late B play coming in for Gambit while they've directed the attention towards middle and A. They've moved in to an empty B bomb site, both Naf and Grim, giving a lot of room to their opponents here. A lot of respect being shown. Bomb now looking to make its way into this site, but Team Liquid looking to just play this one in a 4-on-3. A Liege coming in on another one of these lurks. Now, his lurk only gets more impactful if his teammates find kills in the site, right? Because suddenly Shiro can't dedicate to this angle. So right now, we're relying on these boys from CT to find something. You've got Inters and Axar to go up against him. The smoke's down, cutting the site in 2. Grim dead after 1, but now Shiro's attention has been pulled away. A Liege coming in, makes noise up the stairs. That gives up the aim of the game. Someone's going to get on the ball. And Shiro won't let them in. The no-scope to close. And Shiro rises once more as the clutch king of Gambit to put up a 4th.
Oh my goodness, Liquid did everything they could, but terrified as Shiro, how can you blame them? Liege runs up the stairs, and it's that info that gives Shiro the first kill. You put it perfectly, Harry. His attention was drawn out, but Liquid were not ready to trade him out there, hoping maybe he's at Tetris, maybe he's at double. No, he found a 1 position with cover. And that's a massive round. You can see Gambit starting to get hyped now. They know this is still winnable. They're not out of the woods yet. Liquid may have had a dominant lead to start this map, but Gambit are keeping them contained. Despite Fallen's efforts with the AWP as well. Shiro is rivaling that. Pretty much the same score. And this is Liquid's money on the edge as well, right? 7 rounds is no 1/2 by any means. So Liquid, if they lose this one, suddenly Gambit are right back in. Raring to go, foaming at the mouth. Full nades, 1 kit, and just enough to make this buy work.
Oh! Stewie.
Yeah, he's been taking a lot of aggression on A, and Gambit has started to at least trade him, at worst case. Now they've taken a 5v4, and that is rare to be said as well. This A bomb site's often been either Stewie getting involved and getting 1-for-1s and then having a lead trade and follow up, or it's been Fallen finding a 5-on-4 and backing out and playing these like elevator boost setups where Liquid just swing you as you're trying to plant. This time Gambit have all the room in the world to do what they want, to fake out Liquid, to show presence on either side. Will Fallen show respect, restraint, or will he be patient?
Wow. So once again, the thing that let Team Liquid down, you know, when this B play came in was they'd elected to take a much heavier stance on A. Thankfully, Fallen should be about to call that off, right? He's just peeked ramp with the AWP, and so Grim is now back in the B bomb site, but with him dead right away, this might just have to be a save for Team Liquid. You're too far removed from B. Really, even if Grim had gone 1-for-1, I don't think that would have been enough to entice you back in. None for one. That ain't it, Chief.
Yeah, that might be the worst trade deal. So definitely save your weapons, save your dignity. And Gambit, nice to see a bit more variation, right? They've done a lot of A takes, and it would have been tempting to do that again with that pick, but Liquid was stacked up. Elige, oh, he needs this gun. Even if Gambit trade kills here, they're happy. Locks out one. Second contact is going to be made for his teammate. Indeed, Elige spraying a lot. Ah, Deeg's out. Is anyone going to save him? There it is. Naf doubles up. Elige even hit that Deeg. And Gambit, hell, you win the round, but at what cost? You lose almost every gun. Axel still needs to get out of harm's way. Oh, thanks for the AWP, boys. Better than nothing.
The one thing that's concerning me is, you know, outside of that lovely little 2K for Nafany over at the A-bomb site, right? And obviously he's the guy directing the flow of this one, which, you know, these B plays have been looking good. A lot of the power right now is just coming from two people in Shiro and Hobbit doing the bulk of the heavy lifting, right? Shiro looking a lot better on the AWP. You could attribute, I think, 3 of these rounds to him winning clutches. And Hobbit being someone who's been great at securing these opening kills and this ramp control over towards A, it just makes me nervous because I'm so used to seeing a name like Axal up there alongside them in these situations, right? If you're able to win rounds with him not performing, that's all well and good. But how long can these two keep it up on this side of Gambit? Will we get a late game activation out of Axal? Because if we did, imagine how much sweeter this scoreline could be right now for Gambit.
Hey, there's still time to get it sweeter. There's still time to ripen the pot. Can still win the half. Shiro looking for more openers. He's tried the A angles. Now he's back to B. Mid, Gambit has just been terrified away from all half, right? With double setups there. Every time they go, they got E-code in middle. They got that Fallen aggro peak to find a Hobbit in the ladder. There's nothing good to say about mid for Gambit in this game, and so they shall just not touch it. Will that mean more flanks for Liquid? They could. They're set up with double in mid right now. Fallen's trying to get that A info. They're very close. How does he hit these flanks so consistently? They look undoable, to say the least. Fallen finds him time after time, round after round. He's going back for more. They're trying to spam his exit, catch him on the retreat. He's not retreating. He's getting back involved. Shiro mollies him, though. Still heavy A setup for Liquid. We've seen what happens with Gambit going man up. Now it's Liquid. Oh, right on control. Sui trades and Elige keeps it up with a double headshot on the spray. Suddenly this round is all Shiro again, but it wouldn't be his first clutch.
Yeah, but clutching at 7 HP, 1v3, that's a very different vibe to the situations he's been in before. First thing he'll face is this AWP on Fallen, and that'll be the last. He takes his head off through the crane. Heavy lifting from Fallen's AWP. And 8 now on the board for Team Liquid. Yeah. I thought Stewie had really screwed the pooch with that ramp peak, mate, but no, he absolutely lights them up. He does damage, he spots that there's loads there, and then it really enables that swing from Elige to come through.
And that's what we've had so consistently, right? Stewie going in, getting aggro, getting 1-for-1, but then Elige bails them out, and he like always seems to set them up favorably.
Yeah, no, dude, Stewie's impact has been great, right? Like, so many of these rounds, and even looking back to yesterday, it's the space he was creating, it's the opportunities, it's the info.
Yeah, worth noting as well, at the end of that round, for any naysayers, Grim, he swapped his FAMAS for a Galil. If that doesn't tell you which is better, I don't know what will at this point. FAMAS fans molding. Learn. Get better. Galil over FAMAS every day of the week. Just in case you were wondering, Grim gonna try and show what it can do on this B-bomb site. He's got a bait player as well, hiding at the back of the site. Flash in, Grim's blind, there's Naf helping out. Grim will get glocked at range. Naf is not safe either. Molly is deep. They are up and past it, and Naf might need a pistol. Instead, Elige just sprays down 2 through the wood. All right, Elige, any more? This guy's had enough.
All right, Elige, we get it. Look, you're looking for more highlight clips to go in the little movies. All right, bud? That one's going in there, right? The little jump. Woo!
Welcome back to be Elige as well. You know, he typically has been there in the past, but, you know, leaving Grim and Naf to do it on these mid and B setups. And Elige still comes in to steal the eco kills, keeping those stats high. Stay winning. 9-5, and Liquid double digits would be delicious. They went, I think, 9-6 in the first half. The T side of Inferno. So why not one-up it?
I mean, if we can just get this Elysian falling every damn day, then I don't know. I know what I'm trying to say with this. You
There's a lot more pro league to go, Harry. It's 2 out of 2 so far.
But these are the big 2. Boost up in middle.
First time we've seen Gambit take mid and actually get anywhere here without, you know, losing lives. Oh, blink! No, okay, I was going to say, falling into that, I'm taking off my headset and I'm going home. That would be too much. Finally, put down. And Liquid want to fight them. Liquid don't want to concede this control yet again. They're not comfortable with the idea of Gambit getting up and over. And so they take back mid. Gambit are fine. They can reset. They can leave mid themselves. They can go back to their full attack on either site. But when we have seen this and Gambit leave mid, Liquid do like to test the limits, push it, try and find flanks. I wonder if Elige is doing that again. Of course he is. Don't tell me you're going to go down ladder. No, he backs out. Liquid just roaming around the map. Make sure that lurk is not there anymore. And now they sneak 3 over towards A. No information for Gambit. And they're walking into the Lion's Den.
Yeah, they see it's looking mighty clear, but they know it might not stay this way for long. There's an attempt at a run boost here.
Call out the rush lead. Oh!
Lee's dead right away. That is a big hitter now removed from this A site hold. There's very little time left, but all these mollies that could have gone in were removed on the openers that Gambit found. And so now just Grimithy, just a little Grimithy that believed, but he's in a 1-on-4 and Gambit are locking him out. It's a 9-6 half.
Going 6 rounds on the T side is fine, but a pistol round would make it theirs.
Yeah, it's weird, you know, like, it's very, very hard to quantify where this Liquid squad are at right now. We just kind of don't really know. If history is anything to go by, right, I would have said 9 rounds might not be enough, especially if this pistol doesn't go their way. But I think they are above and beyond what has been expected of this squad so far. And so how do you attempt to quantify that? I don't think you can. I think we just have to wait and see what the results are. Stewie's lining up this generator smoke. Fallen, gonna Marley out this back left position. That kind of ruins Axile's game plan. The smoke draws the attention away. And Hobbit's killing folks through the gen smoke. This is a rough old B take for Team Liquid. They still haven't flushed out Axile, and I think it was so long that they actually discounted anyone even being there. I think they thought that was like the mind game smoke, where you smoke a molly like what you would do at like sandbags, for example, on the A site.
Also helps Axile didn't throw his own smoke. Someone threw it for him. So it's like, yeah, it feels like the bait play, the longer it lasts, the less you consider. Plus, you know, every time you're looking at the smoke and looking at default, Hobbit is just re-peeking, finding more and more damage, tagging up armorless players. Yeah, look, there's no respect for Hobbit, and that's kind of how Liquid fared as well on the CT side. They had a lot of rounds where, you know, where it slowed down these 3-on-3s on A. Liquid would just charge you with no warning. To you know, good and bad results, mainly good though. And so Gambit take a leaf out of their book and just keep up the pressure. Liquid now 4 Glocks out middle. They've already won a full eco this game.
You don't win these rounds.
No, you really don't.
And if they do,
They don't.
I'll eat a shoe.
Ah.
Right, there we go.
What could go wrong?
It's never gone wrong for anyone else before. And it won't go wrong for me, baby.
You made a safer prediction, definitely. That's going to be just fine and dandy. Gambit up to 8. Here's a gun round for Liquid. They go for the full eco. They've got everything they need except the AWP. That can come later because they know they can steal this round away from a fairly weak weaponed Gambit. Not that weapons are ever going to stop you, as we've already
Isn't that
learned.
the whole nature of this game?
Yeah.
Weapons stopping you from achieving your goals.
Well, let's see how these MP9s and Famide fare. Hobbit, he's just going for it right out in middle, and he dodges death at least.
Yeah, only for a moment. There is a player in ladder that could have swung this. Now with the smoke going in, Fallen's role transitions from someone that could have provided that opener to just making sure there's no, no screwing around this smoke. They start to lean into middle while Elige is working the ramp control. This is the bonus round out of Gambit, as you pointed out. And with Nafany opening up onto Elige, that is quite the head to find to open up this round.
Fast over Con, the SMGs are going to be great here. Grim sits in the Molotov, he burns to a crisp as Inter shoots him as well. Oh, Liquid have been locked out of middle. Gambit have dealt with this very well, and even though they've taken significant damage, they've still got 5 alive. Stewie surprising them at B. He is far deeper than they're ready for. He could have killed Axel there. Look at the wrong way. Axel still has no clue that Stewie got to this position, but he may have missed his timing, his opportunity. Instead, he's telling his team to group up, get ready to go off the back of his escalated position, and Axel still doesn't know.
Oh, now the swing, and there's Stewie emerging from his little hole. They didn't know about him. And so he strikes them as a bit of a surprise. That's going to open up the route to a bomb plant here. The rotation of Hobbit is a long way away, but Shiro, he doesn't need rotates, mate. He will ruin it all for Team Liquid. Striking 2 off the tally. Nafly left in this clutch. It's a lot of damage, but Shiro is there to close. It wasn't a clutch, but it may as well have been. He does it all.
Yeah, 1v3 at the bomb site, right? His team, I love that. They throw themselves around gens. They really set him up for the round as well in that 3-on-1. It could have been easy to just try and get involved after you've taken the first 2 kills, even running in the first one. But he waits for his team. He makes sure there's no way that Naf could possibly win that round. And Gambit instantly are back in control. But, Harry, we're seeing so many similarities to Inferno. At this point in the game, if we're going back, we cast our minds to that first map, this is where both teams started to trade rounds. This is where, it felt like Gambit may still be in control. They've equaled the scoreline. They've swapped some gun rounds, and then Liquid just ran away with it right at the end. It's not going to be as easy, especially not on the T side. And Gambit have got all the money in the world. They've got 3 AK-47s and an AWP. That was 2 MP9s, 2 Famises, and a Scout. And look what they come out with.
Oh, mate, you'll take that all day long. And, even for Gambit in that first half, it wasn't till we were, very, very deep in. I think it was round 10 where they even started to streak rounds together. Up until then, it was sporadic little sprinklings here and there, right? They won the pistol, then lost to the Deegs, if you remember. Then they win one more rifle round, and then it's right back to, well, that was the full USV round.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
That was weird.
Yeah, so this is where Gambit definitely should be taking leads, and you only have a Galil surrounded by pistols here for Liquid. Ooh, almost catching Nafany by surprise, but Elige dead first. Axel's still 2-14. The fact that Gambit are holding on here with a player at this scoreline is impressive enough. 1 kill in the first half, 1 kill in the pistol round. And so if he suddenly wakes up and just has a couple of rounds, that's almost like adding a 5th man to the tally. Don't get me wrong, he's providing in other ways than just the kills, but add some kills, mate. You've got yourself a recipe for success. You've got yourselves a 3rd map, maybe. That will be Mirage, if you're wondering.
Yeah, Gambit want to do everything in their power to take us there. This round, it's the 2 injured Deagles around Stewie's hero, Galil. He can no longer be that guy to run in, the wild man of Team Liquid. They learn about this player over on the sandbags. This time he does drop his own smoke, does
Whoa.
Naphany. However, that molly is going to burn out one, maybe even more than that. Stewie's brought down low, does get all the way up into the site.
What?
Whoa, my goodness. Fallen has wrapped them on the sandbags as well. It's chaotic.
Weird.
And you do a little bit of damage there, and at the very end, do they find the AWP? They just get it.
That's risky. He just threw his gun out there and ran through the smoke, hoping you could end up with nothing. But well worth the risk to get Shiro his primary weapon. Would have had money for it elsewhere or otherwise, but yeah, good round out of Gambit. Naphany still so long in that sandbag smoke. That's so weird. Stewie's just trying to kill the boost player. Hobbit gets up in his face with another big round, and Hobbit is having a great game as well. He was definitely a slower start on this map, but 23 and 13, top of the team. This is Gambit trying to take us the full distance. Fighting for ramp. They concede eventually and let Liquid take some space, using their own smokes against them.
Shiro looking like he wants to fight this though. Oh my god, how? What? Grim, I do not know. That was so fast out of Shiro. And now he's re-peeking again, this time in at the top of ramp. Fallen, this isn't a freebie. There's two here. You cannot fight this with the AWP. You would be digging the hole even deeper, and even then, you're lucky that Naphany has shown any kind of mercy here. Any kind of mercy to let this AWP back up and get out of there. Oh my god, Fallen's going back in.
The fate.
Will he show mercy back? No! That's what mercy gets you. Naphany blown away by the AWP.
Only Axile.
And that's drawing the rotation away. Axile, bottom of the board. He sees a barrel, but if that's the kind of game he's having, he's crumbling under the pressure, calling for rotations, calling for someone to come back and help him. But Fallen is still working this A bomb site. Shiro hidden at sandbags, getting cheeky with it. Fallen does have a molly, and they know he's here. He could look to molly the sandbags, but he's not. He's walking up. He's not checking it. That Molotov goes in over on the boost instead. You will not expect Shiro here, and he could end the whole damn round. There's one. Now they know about the AWP. Still he's caught changing weapons, and Shiro, oh, the no-scope to close it. Look at him go. That's the Shiro we know and love.
How many of these rounds just feel like clutches, right? They're not clutches, they're 3v3s, and Shiro needs absolutely no support. Look how it started. Look how he took down Grim. I can't explain it. Can you?
Like,
there's a little gap there in the yellow, right? You
I know there's a little gap, but come on!
Shiro's got fried eyes, and the USP to find Stewie, then the no-scope. It's deja vu. He's done it on both bomb sites now.
Bloody hell, Shiro. That is just an incredible round of Counter-Strike. Stewie even dropping the chair down at the end of that one.
Yeah, and it felt
he
like...
ain't lounging out here, is he, mate? No sort of vacation. It's more of a hospice right now. That's what Shiro's putting them in.
Felt like he was a bit sleepy on the first one, Harry. We just didn't get anything out of Shiro worth talking about. Well, this is not the first map. Shiro looking for more. Careful, the gap in the yellow. Naphany's taken one. Shiro knows they're up close. Naphany Dink needs to get out of there, and he just about does. Only pistols here for Liquid. This should still be a shoe-in for Gambit. Just how much damage can Liquid really do? How many can they take down with them? Don't want to boost up here. Gambit give it all away and fall back to the safety of the bomb site. Making use of the little util they have left up. Talk a little util, Grim as the only smoke for Team Liquid. And it's not going to cause much respect. Naphany's even been given the AWP. Shiro back on an AUG. Scope will do. Gambit know the pressure's on Liquid here as well. They're in no hurry to give up kills.
Here comes the Deegs. Do-do-do-do. Bomb plant down. Fallen. Making money for his team. Ooh, accidental kill to Shiro back in CT. Takes a bullet. And now Stewie in the clutch, only arm with a deagle. And it should be an impossible round. They're on the bomb, Stewie's not peeking. And so Inters wins it just by sticking on the diffuser. Not really much that Stewie could have looked to do there. As soon as he swings, he is a dead man.
They're happy with that round. You know, they barely bought, so, you know, bomb plant, bit of damage here and there. Liquid are really just waiting for the rifle round. They've had all the time in the world to talk this one over, to figure out what they're going to throw at Gambit. Right now, Shiro just throwing his life into the rounds. And Nafany taking the AWP on 10 health. Doesn't hold him back by any means. Axel still 2 kills. And that is all the more credit to the rest of Gambit for keeping themselves in this one. 12-9. That was an attempt to some kind of run boost, it seemed like there for Gambit. Some spawns getting taken, but instead it's just a boost up. Elevated angle above the ramp. Grim could counteract everything here, though. Still that sandbags play to worry about. Shiro gets flashed off. Grim gives it up. He knows there's a few players up on his top site. Bomb is here as well.
Oh, that's a nice opener. Shiro looking for the trade, but also trying to get back to sandbags. He was in 2 minds about that decision. You understand why he's having a great game. He wanted to just trade that out, but he knows that if he hangs around to fight, he's dead after 1. He gets caught between 2 places, and now Elige, he's going places too. He's going into the B-bomb, so screw it. Why not take CT spawn while you're here? It's a lovely place to be. It's a lovely bit of real estate to have. And this round, something would have to go disastrously wrong for Gambit to win it. This should just be a save with Team Liquid out-positioning the Gambit crew like this.
They're trying to kill everyone as well. Gambit don't know until the bomb gets planted. They got them trapped, and Grim unleashes hell. 2 headshots, no save today for Gambit, so at least whittling away at that. Pretty built economy that Gambit have. They call their final timeout. Remember when they used the first 3 in the first 10 rounds? Remember when Liquid were in full control of this game? That is not the case anymore. It's a massive, clean round out of Liquid. Can they keep it up? Is it a one and done? This was 7-2 at one point. This was 9-5. But despite all of these numbers that favored Liquid, Gambit starting strong on the CT side has given them quite the buffer. Double AWP coming in. Axel, at this point, you can't be against her, right? Like, he's not had a good game. He's missed some of the, you know, seemingly simplest rifle shots and just been getting beamed. And so giving him an AWP can just be a reset, a different gun, an easy gun, as people on the forums will say. It's just one click, man. Just shoot him.
It is easy, though.
Yeah, it's just one click. Yeah,
right?
Easy. Let's see what he can do with it. And you know what I will say about Axel is, yeah, he's having a mare, but has he ever died first? Has he ever been feeding? Has he ever been the cause of the problem for Gambit? No, not really.
No, he hasn't. Now that you've said that, he's almost destined to be the first to die in this round.
He's 1-1 in opening duels. Like, that is absolutely fine. There is nothing wrong with that.
Why would you curse him like this?
Yeah, what I'm saying is nothing can go wrong for Axel.
Nafany, thank goodness, bails him out. In the sense that he might not be the first to die now.
Might still die.
He's still good, right?
Oh, everyone's blind.
Shiro!
Oh, Axel has nades out. Don't know what he thought. Elige was so deep up into the bomb site off the back of that little boosty-woosty, and it's something that Axel has held for before, but not today. Not when it really matters. 4-3. Good grenade. Elige taps out another, and with the bomb getting planted, Liquid looking like a lock-in. I don't want to get ahead of myself, though. 2 top players in the round, and they're gone. They're done. They're done for, Harry. The curses are lifted.
A part of me wants to see Clutch King Shiro's zip zoom bang in towards that B-bomb site.
But the reason he won't, Harry, is look at that money. Look at the stonks.
Stonks are at all-time low right now for the Gambit side. That is for sure. That much is for certain. And with the Shiro AWP still in play, right? Like, even though you know you're not going to come in with a lot in this follow-up round, you've still got your golden ticket, right?
I want to look at Spawn for Shiro next round. Where will he start, right? Because you are basically requiring him to throw himself in and get involved. He actually has the worst Spawn possible for the CT side of this map. How fun is that?
Oh, he does.
I have cursed him. I have actually cursed him.
He does. He's got the worst spawn going. Doesn't have a spawn peak for anywhere.
Yeah. Furthest left you can be. So poor Shiro. I'm sorry, bud. 12-11. And otherwise, this AWP is just a full eco, right? Gambit is just holding on. And even if Shiro dies here, he'd love to double save, but he doesn't need to in order to have an AWP next.
Look at Hobbit taking this controller middle. There and back again. Really is a Hobbit's journey after all. Shiro with this AWP, donning a bit of mid control. Grim, there's a player down ramp hiding in this short smoke, now wrapping up behind him. Grim doesn't know.
Oh my goodness.
Nafany hasn't seen anything either.
No.
Nafany's in a very weird spot now, but could get away with something big. Fallen, like not even really looking at the screen. That's the bomb, that's an AWP. And they do trade it, they get it back under control, but it's not comfortable, it's not clean, and Grim's also tagged down low by the P250 on this A-bomb site while all this is happening. These are the rounds where you can get in your head a bit, you can start to make mistakes, because you don't want to get eco'd while they're going into the B site, they're going in to the Shiro AWP. This is the Lion's Den now, boys. Shiro has not missed many shots today, you've got to deal with him. You've got to deal with this man. Back at the site now, bomb plant coming in for Team Liquid. A lot of damage onto the pistols, but these guys, they're just secondary characters to Shiro's brilliance in this round. He's the guy who's meant to be delivering the goods, or so we thought. Inters has turned the advantage back in favor of Gambit. Stewie and Grim are both feeling the pressure. Now, you don't have a kit, so time is a problem.
Goodness.
And all retrievable for Hobbit, the rest of Gambit moving into the site, and eventually you've got to stop looking at this flank. You have to turn your attention inwards. It's damage to Shiro. Now Hobbit comes in, and it's the 1-2 punch, but no time because of that lack of kit.
That's absolutely horrible for Gambit. What a nice try. What a great flank. It was so late, it wasn't being considered, and that's because, well, it was late enough that he couldn't have won the round. Hobbit, I thought Elise cycled the AWP off the map as well. All he did was take it to B. It almost let them down. Hobbit didn't want to grab it initially. You're wondering why he's staring at it. It's because he thinks they're holding it. And when the AWP disappears, suddenly they know he's there. He takes the dry fight. He gets both kills, but it means nothing. Saves an AK instead anyway. And man, that's got to hurt for Hobbit. All the kills, none of the time. If Shiro goes in any earlier, he's probably dead as well with 10 health. They had to wait for Hobbit.
We're at 12-12 now, Hugo. We're getting a lights-out game from guys like Hobbit, guys like Shiro on the side of Gambit. Liquid are having to do all they can to stop what is essentially a two-man army bearing down upon them.
Yeah, okay. There we go. There's another opener.
Nafany breaking the silence, and he has been good at getting these openers, taking and involved in a lot of the opening duels for Gambit.
Yeah, you call it a two-man army, but now really, you know, in another argument, it's a four-man army, right? Like, where is Axel? He still is on 2 kills. Remember, his second kill was the pistol round. He hasn't had a kill half otherwise. Fallen has found Shiro. What an opener, keeping things back in this 4-on-4. Fallen tries to hold on to short still. And so, yeah, you know, not to rag on Axel anymore, but he'll be ragging on himself if he's the reason that this B site continues to fall. Liquid have made it their game plan to abuse Axel until the cows come home. Flash, Axel, not pushed off, he still gets the kill, that's better than nothing. Stewie trades, 3-on-3, Gambit, they've lost their AWP, they've got the kit this time around. They need to make this retake happen, they can't afford to throw in the round. Nafany's on a big flank, but it will take time. How long is Fallen going to hold for that?
Oh, Nafany's making noise on the railing. And so he's going to not go on the flank. He's actually going up the mid ladder to come and join these guys in mid. He's just wasting Fallen's time. And so temporarily, you've got a 3-on-2 in the site. They're ready for Naf. Stewie, as he tries to swing to trade this, is really in hot water. There's the first. Stewie's getting pressured now, but Diamond's made under pressure. And Stewie, trying to shine bright. And the time runs out. Stewie's won it to time, and Team Liquid take the lead. 13 on the board, all the kills for Gambit, but none of the glory.
How many times has that been said, right? How many times have Gambit found 5 frags, but no time for the defuse? These B holds for Liquid, lights out in the post plant, no matter who's there. Oh my goodness, Harry. This was 6 in a row for Gambit. This felt like they were back. This felt like Mirage was an inevitability. 13 win streak. And now that 6-round streak is crumbled. 4 in a row for Liquid. Money broken again. Gambit rebuying this one. but it's far from pretty. It's far from their best buy. Shiro was the first to fall from Gambit, at least last round. This time he gets involved, tagging Fallen into the leg. Not a kill, and not onto Elige either, doing his best to try and take this round by storm, and instead it's up to Nafany, who has been good at opening frags.
Fallen seems so cognizant of this. Oh, it's Elige to get it! Nafany's playing a tiny little gap on the smoke. Now, two of these players are still very, very low, but as this... No! Stewie looks away at the worst possible timing.
Look at the health. The orb tag, the dink, it's all done a lot of damage to Liquid. They are not in safekeeping by any means. Axel's fallen. Careful, mate. They heard that one. They're right around the corner, and the nade will finish off Elige deep in the halls. Axel's going through. He's sending it. He's trying to win the round on his own. This is his first multi-kill round in the map. And there might be many more to be found. MP9 and 2 10-health players. He's trying to churn them up. The nade, 2 of them. 2 kills from Gambit with HEs. And Grim, he's got to do it all on his own. He can't. Shiro's found it. Looking for 30. It's round the corner.
And Fallen has to come to terms with the fact that the feeling of being in the lead is a fleeting feeling for Team Liquid, right? They're immediately back under that pressure again. And now you've given Axel any reason at all to build up some confidence. He was having a performance where you could only be in your own head. Well, finally, you got a bit looser with it. You got a bit wild with it over towards B, and you had your best round yet. Now, that's not to say he's going to come running at you every round with the MP9. But it does just give him that reminder, oh, my bullets are hitting people. My nades do actually do damage.
Yeah, the calls coming through at the start of the round as well, right? Like, even though the first kill comes up for Liquid, it's like Shiro calls the leg, Nafany calls the dink. So they knew what was up. They knew that that MP9 spam was not going to be a problem. And nades as well, just OC. Gambit holding on, even when you think they're ready to finish off, they're just about done. Back in the oven for another 20 minutes, please. This game is getting cooked.
The thing that's getting really screwed now is that, like, Liquid know how close they have Gambit to breaking point, right? They know the money of Gambit is on the edge. They know that winning that last round would have been huge in the implications of winning the series.
Would have been the game.
Exactly. And so now they're really feeling this temptation to keep the pressure applied. But as you just highlighted, it's been 4 rounds in a row for Liquid. Their loss bonus not at all established. The loss in this round means Gambit are up onto 14 and Liquid have to eco. So they've all in this. They've gone for all the glory, essentially. But it might leave them with the devastating cost, the devastating reality of having nothing and giving up 15 to your opponent if this round does not pan out.
Yeah, they need results. If Naf goes mid, there's a double setup that will surely take him out. If he doesn't, then we might have that flank from Hobbit that Elige ran a lot on the CT side, that Hobbit's been doing, you know, to different successes on the mid flanks, on the late lurks, double boost up, trying not to, ooh, don't want to make noise, it's always scary. So he gets out of dodge. Axel still on the bomb site. Still a problem. A flash kill comes in. Axel anymore. Another multi-kill could keep Gambit in this one, but they chase him down through the smoke. Weird smoke onto default. You just need to get the plant. Grim taking space so they can't trade it out. Grim now goes back to stick the plant as he's thrown it. 4-on-4. Inters, watch out, you're low. No flanks today. Gambit are coming in fully on the retake.
Yeah, this leaves a 3-on-4 actually in the site itself. Grim is up close with a MAC-10 playing around this smoke, but there is a timer on this position. There is a timer on Grim and how much he can look to get away with. With no fight coming in while the smoke's down, he's just got to wait at the generators. Now, last time Gambit was so ready for this. Fallen and Stewie are doing it all, and in the blink of an eye, 3 kills have come in. Liquid are up onto 14. Shiro is left saving this AWP. And so Liquid, they took all the risks with the investment here, and now they get to reap that reward. Look at what this has done to Gambit.
Yeah, no doubt they're still going to try and fight for this, right? They're still going to buy in. Very likely, I would. You can get 2 M4s plus the AWP, but oh, it's up against everything here. Even though Axel is starting to actually find success towards B. It initially was nothing, right? It was initially just Liquid getting in for free. Now he's finding success, and they're still winning the post-plant. Stewie has been a beast in B post-plants, right? Back-to-back multi-kills in that round, or in that site, rather. And they're just going to go back for it. Leech, no fear, right through the smoke, preemptively thrown in case a Molotov comes down for Gambit, and one will. Forces a bit of respect out of Leech on the stairwell.
Right, so these are the moments that, like, famously Liquid always used to crumble in, right? These rounds that would go on to win you the game, which this one very much is. Yep. They're not out of the woods yet, right? This is the easiest path to a victory you are going to have in this entire series. They fumbled the boost a little bit, so Axel should be aware. He should be ready.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, they keep fumbling it, and now he's going to go over. Set up by Inters with the flash, and he makes out like a bandit.
Yeah.
Axel's starting to find himself in these last few rounds, and starting this one off in a 5-on-3 for the Gambit squad. Even more damage. The MP9 might be his weapon after all.
Yeah, forget the rifles, forget the orb. What a recovery story. And look at the space Gambit have taken. They've smoking down Deep A ramp. They're even making it very clear as well, nading the bridge. Liquid, are they calling it off? Are they calling the save? They are backed up into spawn, knives out, chatting it away. If Gambit do not feed them in this 5-on-3, which I can tell you they won't, then this might be Liquid throwing it in.
Oh, bro, this is a save for sure. The only way that you've got guns looking forward is if you keep these 3 players alive right now.
You can't throw over an AK as well, Stu, with a bit more bonus, but damn. Axel just decided the fate of Liquid. That boost, last time they did it, they got a lead up. They tried to put a second again, but that second player made noise, so they just dropped. They pretended, oh, we never did it in the first place. And the Leech actually got into the bomb site and was able, well, he died immediately, but he was able to get the space into B. This time, Axel hears not just one player jumping on the head, but 2. He knew exactly what was going down there.
It's almost poetic that the guy struggling, the horrific B holds we've had out of Axel, well, it's him to now potentially have stolen the matchup away from Liquid.
And the issue is, even though you want to go back to A, you've not been there in a while, right? You've been doing these B plays for the last 6-7 rounds, and when you were going A, it was Shiro finding openers, it was his triple setup of Shiro, Nafany, and Hobbit just destroying you with triple peaks. And, Liquid, I think, won 1 round on A, and that was pretty much it. So, is it going back to A? Is it going back into the unknown? Or is it continuing to feed the beast of Axel's recovery? Fallen wants picks. Fallen needs picks in this round. And look at the setup. Gambit have read it. Like, yeah, they're going to go A now. Triple setup, sandbags control. Instead, Liquid, they throw a pinch of salt into the mist. They go mid with 3.
Oh, that's an opener for Nafly. And look at Grim trying to explode on the back of it. Now they've heard the drop. Axel needs to have another big round, and this time he's brushed aside with ease.
One way to do it.
Gambit, that's the save. You write this one off. Liquid had to do it last round. Now Gambit have got to do it this round. So this is a full 30-round affair. You're hedging your bets. You're hoping if you're Gambit that you can play for overtime. That is the only option that they are left with.
My goodness, Liquid, and that's the best part, right? We've not seen any mid-control in this map at all. It would have been obvious to go back to A. It's exactly what Gambit expected. It's exactly what many teams may have gone to, but just the B play with a bit of spice in there, a bit of a mid-fight. Fight the Liquid have not really won out in this T side, so what a time to come alive. 15-14. This is a different Liquid. This is the opposite of what we usually expect. They lost the round that should have made Liquid crumble, that would have made Liquid crumble a year ago, but instead they use it to power through, improve, and overcome.
Mate, instead of choking, they've Heimlicked themselves, they've coughed it up, and then they've swallowed it back down again while maintaining eye contact the whole damn time.
They just want that nutrition, man.
Oh, a round 30. It's overtime or GG for Gambit. They're all in. The AWP on Shiro saved, and he wants to get stuck in. He doesn't want to have another dud round where he never even gets the chance to play. So I'm imagining we're going to get something out of him right from the word go. He leans towards ramp, doesn't peek. Instead, it's this ramp smoke going down. But that's fine. Team Liquid have respected this a lot of the time. But not this time.
Yeah, Shiro's been on 29 kills for a while as well. A lot of saves, a lot of understandable, correct calls in these saves. Just wrong place, wrong time. This is where he needs to be involved in the action. He has been the hero walking through the smoke. Dangerous decision for Elige, but Naf and he has not seen him. Shiro, maybe his 30th, sneaking in to the crosshair, and it's Grim to go down first. Fallen on the angle, wants this trade. They both trade shots, 10 and 20 health respectively, and Shiro goes back for more. The Molotov may decide it. He's got to give it up. Nafany's dropped Elige, and overtime looms in the background.
Oh, Stewie dead, cut down by Hobbit. Fallen, can't find a thing, and there's Shiro to lock it.
Where did Liquid go, and how do they get there? Axile, the man, the myth, the legend. The recovery this guy's had has been instrumental. Grim, though, runs through a smoke and finds Nafany to trade. So kills a piece, and Axile eats a grenade, a taste of his own medicine, as Intes climbs over the top and looks to get involved. Liquid, where do they want to go, though? Are they still holding this default? Elige is still sat back as Naf waits for a mid-flank. He's found Hobbit getting aggressive. Another man who's had a very impactful game is Hobbit, removed from the round. Liquid looking for their first in OT.
We've hit overtime, and the rules of regulation have gone out the window. What was established can now be forgotten about. This was already so much more aggressive from both teams, right? Grim chancing smokes to find the A pick. Over at B, everyone was willing to fight. Everyone was looking for some way to be the player to steal the advantage for their team. Liquid might have come out ahead, but now you got to face the final boss, baby. Shiro. Oh, Grim makes it look easy.
Barely
Never
peeking.
mind, final boss. Psh, this is still level 1, mate. 16 on the board for Team Liquid, and there's not a thing that Inters can do about it. Remember as well, that started with the early advantage gained by Axile.
Yeah, it's because Liquid like to make it look like a B play, right? When they start off out of the gate going A, Gambit always have these reads, these triple setups. They never let go of this A site. Shiro's there. But this time, Liquid go, yeah, we're just going back to what worked. We go back to regulation, these fast B plays, we trade 1-for-1. And as that happens, Gambit pulled out of the A site. It's only Nafany going, guys, I've got the whole ramp. You can leave. I've got the info. Well, not for long. Grim, that's a pretty dangerous play, but it's one that Liquid needed to save the day, finding their first. Would have loved that in regulation, but that's always the way, Harry. Liquid back on the board, and even despite Axel, getting the first kill down bottom B, which has just been a roller coaster of emotions for him.
I mean, like, think about how OT changed the very nature of everything, right? Like, this game has been so close all the way through, right? You've been within, like, one round of each other throughout the entire progress to round 30. And so everyone was playing scared because, admittedly, no one wants to be that first player to fall. Whereas now that we hit OT, it feels like there's a little more breathing room. We're going to see more risks getting taken. We're going to see more big plays attempting to get made.
Fallen's got a bit quiet in these last few as well, right? Like, he's had these huge A openers, but he keeps getting legged by Shiro, tagged up early, down to 10 now. Is he going to boost up Elige into this corner position? There's two players ready to watch for this one. Oh my goodness, they're going to jump on his head. Elige, gotta be very careful here. They're on top of the boost as well. They're on double. Elige, that smoker's bought him room. And so in he moves. With the molly down, he knows he has even more to work with. They are not considering this possibility. There's the flash. Elige wants the round, and he only gets one. Axel fully blind on the spray back nap. Mid-lurk catches Shiro by surprise, and running and gunning is Axel for the round. Only good for 3, and I say only, it's all he could have done. Liquid now thrown into a 2v2.
This recovery from Axel has been nothing short of incredible. Maybe, we can forget how it was in regulation if you make up for it in overtime now. 3 kills to flip the script of this round. If this was Axel from earlier on in regulation, that would have been a done deal. This would be a Liquid round up onto 17. But he's made it possible. And Gambit being one step ahead, they've split the defenses 1-to-1. Nafany at the sandbags now. This has caught Liquid time and time again, and it looks like history is destined to repeat itself. Fallen running into the site, going for the CT plant. It's ballsy. He's not going to have a lot of room to work with, and there's Nafany to seal the deal.
Yeah, the early damage as well comes back to burn him. It wasn't Shiro's tag, it was actually Nafany to get that damage, a dink down ramp to begin. And he's the one to close as well. Like you said, sandbags, when Gambit go there in the mid-round and Liquid recommit on A, It always catches them. It's never checked, and it's so hard to do so, right? You have to swing so wide to check that position. You're open to everywhere in the bomb site. Gambit's even poking their head from boost, elevator, CT, default. You're a dead man. Axel, this is the play that makes it happen, though. Leach felt like he had a double on his plate. Like, that transfer would have hit if Axel was any slower. And then Nafany to finish the job. 16-all. No one out of the woods. We're deep in the forest.
Ed, you can't see the end of this one. You can't see trees or roads or cars off. Well, you can see trees, actually. You can see that. But you can't see roads. You can't see civilization off in the distance. There's no break in this one.
Oh, boost.
We're deep within this forgotten realm. Nafany down through the ramp. He's envisioning they're going to use this smoke one way against him. But right now, it's a boost for Team Liquid.
It's the first time we've seen that. It's like so meta, it's so expected that no one does it, right? It's the first time we've seen it round 33. Oh, all in an opener. Nafany's deep down, though, pushed off the back of that smoke. He's going to drop his own. Axel wins a 1v1 at B, and this guy feels like he's now invincible, a completely different player. Nafany has gotten away with a lot in plays like this gone by, but Fallen is so ready for the smoke play. Nafany taps him. He couldn't even see the target. 4-on-1. Axel with another, and it's only Naf. How do you turn your head around like this if you're Axel? He was, what, 2-17? Now he's 14-22. If you never stop believing, look at what you can do. Gambit are on to a winning CT side.
Yeah, not really much for Naf to accomplish here. There's the first, but now they don't even need to feed him. Peak doesn't come through from the boost, but he's always going to be paranoid that it could, and if he tries to creep up on this, Shiro will nail him from elevator, surely. Naf, oh, Naf fly from the boost. Now the position given up by Inters. Axel wraps the ramp, though, and he seals the deal. Another 3K, that's back-to-back out of this guy to put Gambit in the lead.
That's the kind of recovery star power you're never going to get in your pugs. You're never going to get from your teammates, but it's a once-in-a-lifetime turnaround for Axel, and it can't not be mentioned. B was the means to an end for Liquid. That was the way back into this game when Gambit locked in 6 in a row on the CT side. It felt like Gambit was coming alive to build their 14th map win streak, and now they still are, thanks to this second win. 17-16. CT side was good for Liquid in regulation. As said, everything's different now. Everything's changed. We saw the setup once in the first half. They've got a better flash for it this time. Fallen dodges, goes back for more, and they see him with a jiggle. Oh, he might get pre-fired. He will, Hobbit, with the headshot. Burned by that position once too many times, and Naf will have to trade. Elish got wide. They don't know. Elish trapped, and Naf reacts to keep him up. Axel, suddenly B entries. Forget defense. He's on offense.
And he's carving them apart in. Oh, that angle, very scary. Axel's creating the space. Nafany's moving around to come and join him. Liquid still a little hesitant about this rotation. And are they starting to believe this is a ruse? They're no longer fighting for this B control. They're going to wait till they hear that bomb go down. Axel's so damn deep. This guy was, you know, cowering throughout a lot of the T side in regulation. Well, now look at the moves he's trying to make. Nafany could strip this whole round away right now. There's one, but he's caught between a rock and a hard place. Will it be another clutch to find Gambit a T-side round that would get them to map point? Nafany needs to double up here. He spots a leg through the smoke. Damage done to Stewie. Naf's got to close it, and Nafany makes it happen. Clutches are the bane of Team Liquid's existence right now, but they mean everything for Gambit. 18-16, and just one away from taking us to that third map of Mirage.
Yeah, Liquid are fighting for a very long night tonight. They want double overtime before it's all said and done, and Gambit just will not let go. The 2vx out of Axel and Nafany just pushed back into B, and look at what it means to them as well. They were down and out in this map. They looked like they were about to break their win streak, and not in a good way. But Gambit just keep on believing. Fallen back to his usual tricks, pushed down on B. Again, first boost that Gambit have done in this position, and it nets an opener. It did not for Liquid. Shiro takes out Stewie, and now they just regroup, go back for the bomb, set up towards this B site. Shiro's not the only at 30. at this point of the game. Lead, she's found Nafany on A. He's at least cleared out ramp. That leaves Fallen to try and do the heavy lifting. Grim's going to set him up for success. And their eyes are on the top of the stairs, not on Fallen, pushed up, looking for more. Shiro, he's not ready. He's got knives out. Fallen's on the close angle. Did they see him? Yes! Inters reads it and takes out Fallen. If he went further, he would have killed Shiro. Instead, his hesitance holds Liquid back.
And it's given a path to a 3-on-3. It's made this, you know, a round that Liquid look to have to stave away the Wolves. Now the Barbarians knocking on the door, mate, trying to secure a third map. Grim knows a big play's got to get made, but not today. Shiro deletes him from the round, and now Gambit pump the brakes. They're getting in Team Liquid's head. Naf at B and Elige A bound, but right now Gambit are grouping. They're going to take their time on this one. The pressure is not on Gambit. The pressure is on Team Liquid.
Backstab for Hobbit. He heard the steps. He knew where Naf was running. Inters flashes through. At this point, the sight is clear. Elige, he may have had a kill already on this round down on ramp, but he is so low, battered and bruised. And Gambit ready to pull the wool over Team Liquid's eyes. It felt like Liquid had just held on long enough, but instead Gambit, one more shot ought to do it. One more shot to take us to Mirage. And Elige can't do it on his own. It's Shiro.
Promised lands of Mirage.
Yeah, and I can promise you that opener was a banger. Stewie just tapped out a ramp player on this quick A play. Liquid knew it was coming there, ready for it, the early warning system.
Oh, Stewie! Oh, Grim can't stop the bomb in time. It's a bit of a whip, it's a bit of a blunder. And Axar's taking off heads. Now it's left to Shiro. Now, I shouldn't have to tell you that this guy's been good at clutches today. A 1v2 for Shiro. Oh, it's a walk in the park. They're both gone. And Shiro starts us off immediately where we left off back on Vertigo. It's more clutches for him, and it's more 1vx's for Gambit.
Just shrug your shoulders if you're Gambit. Yeah, no, expected that. We dropped the P250 for a reason every pistol round. And yeah, Nap, he almost checked it, but not quite. Not quite. Double taps. Shiro's back, and Gambit. You should have never let them get into overtime, Liquid. It might be your biggest mistake.
Yeah, the 4 spies back in for Liquid. They've had a mixed bag of results with these. Some wins, some losses. Let's see what it's going to be today.
Feels like there's been just as many USP round wins as second round Force wins in this series. 1. So yeah, this is a good map for it at least. But Gambit are just going to make it nice and clean by rushing this B site. Hobbit has already taken down one of the 3 on B, and Axel is dead. Naf tries to change position, hide out in the smoke. They drop into him. Oh, D-Spab does him justice. 2 kills. The late player catches him, but he's not dead yet. Grim trying to provide some cover. Naf gets mollied out, nowhere to go on 5 health, and that's a good clear from Nafany. Felt like he could barely see Grim through the smoke, but just enough vision to keep Gambit a man up. And forget the plant. They're trying to chase down Stewie, dancing round the back of the bomb site. Swings out wide, but so do they. And Gambit on the road to a 2-0. Just fallen in the way.
And he's going to get swept aside easily. Gambit up 2-0. Now just these vanilla pistols for the side of Team Liquid. Doesn't feel right to say just. They've surprised us with them once before, but I cannot imagine that that is going to happen ever again. And thus by saying that, maybe, just maybe, I've willed it into existence.
But you've just, by saying that, you've actually unwilled it.
But by saying that, you have now unwilled it.
So it's going to happen, which means it's not going to happen. And this cycle could go on forever. Look at this.
Unwillingness.
I've never seen this in my life. Boost over ticket to spot connector. They probably don't know where they're dying from. How often do you see this boost?
This is cool.
I've never seen that, Harry. So... sadly won't get much from it. Gambit go, they've built a tower, let's not go there, wherever that is. And obviously you're very open to ramp and palace, so he does clear the latter of which. And more boosts for Liquid. They're full of surprises.
The Liquid boosting service. Here it is, everybody. You asked for it, and they delivered. Gambit, meanwhile, slow, steady, winning the race.
Yeah, in all intents and purposes, slow. Probably not going to win you many races, but luckily it's a marathon, not a sprint. Gambit stumble their way into B with a flashbang, and this is their round. Liquid hoping that they can get exits as Gambit regress. I swear, is this deja vu? They just did this.
Have we?
Ah.
It's a boost within a boost. We're just reliving, you know, we have to spin a spinning top. Maybe it just keeps going forever. Much like the cycle of caster cursing.
That is true.
So this is Gambit, you know, securing 3. I shouldn't have to tell you that. You should have just been able to look at this situation and go, ah, yeah, Gambit are on 3. But I'll do it anyway. That one's for free.
Stewie wants to die, so they chase him, right? They chase him into market, but they're not coming. Liquid are going to throw themselves at the bomb. Everyone going to die to rifles, though. Gambit are hanging around. Give me those $300 per head. Great deal. But here's that first buy. We should have the AWP as well coming in for Fallen. Shiro saved for it, playing P250 in that previous round.
Yeah, from the get-go, we get to see this head-to-head of Fallen versus Shiro. You're hoping, you know, especially what we've already had out of Shiro to open this, that we can have a nice debut from Fallen with the AWP here on Mirage. He had some phenomenal rounds back on Vertigo, but as we got deep into the OTs, it definitely felt like, you know, that started to tip the scales back in favor of Shiro more often than not. Stewie is going to get walked on in Con, but he's too quick for Axile. Back in CT, Grim is dinked, but still alive for the time being. There's the re-swing from Nap. This is a great bit of trade work. Shiro quick switching just a little too soon before taking that shot. And it's left on to Hobbit. You know, while it's felt like any clutch is winnable for Gambit, this one is not one of them.
They got a dink. It feels like we're getting Liquid, you know, the same Liquid we got at the start of the CT Vertigo, right? Where they're just taking those bites and just 1-2 punching. You can't smoke walk the criminal. He will send you to jail. Bonk. And yeah, if you don't throw in those A smokes for Gambit, doing a dry contact play with a CT smoke and a flash, like, you know, Liquid is just going to fight you tooth and nail for that bomb site. They do. CT and jungle players just trading peaks. And Liquid on the board. Sooner rather than later. Money dripping dry for Gambit. They've got the AWP on Shiro. Tries to take the ramp peak, but no one crossing. And if they were, well, Liquid will find, oh no, the hard way. Into stuck on a deagle though. Double flash out into middle. Pushes the Liege out of the angle. And Stewie still holds on to Connector. A lot of eyes on Axel in this game as well, starting, however, far stronger than that of Vertigo. Should be a good enough sign of things to come. Could he really do much at B, though? Is he just a late backstab, a late lurk to jump out through apps as Gambit set up this A attack? Will he try and take first contact? It does seem like the former. Still waiting the ramp smoke. But eventually that drop gets heard and Gambit can go. Are they going back to B? Okay. It's a hefty rotate. It's not like Axel has much room either. You just know that stuff like that drop has been heard. A lurk, smoke out on ramp as well. All these things are selling it for Liquid. And there's only one man at B. It's Fallen with the AWP.
Yeah, Fallen's got to have, you know, round of life. He really, really does. Like, if you still want to have a chance, at least the 2-for-1 is what you're hoping for out of Fallen, or a 1 and manage to back up and get the hell out of there.
Well, he's got the easy gun, so it should be fine. Just click on the chest.
Right, let's see if he's good for it. There's the first from Fallen. Still, he also deals with the cat lurk. That is going to give Fallen a lot more room, and he also has so much times getting bought for these rotations now. 2 through lower, they can catch Hobbit. Shiro will best Fallen in the head-to-head, but there's Hobbit narrowly getting away, finally put in the grave by Elige. A lovely little retake there for Team Liquid, and as we mentioned, right, only fallen over towards B. The pressure was on him. He nails that opening shot. He's not overzealous in taking that next peek. Stewie's able to call, don't worry. The guy that was flanking you, Cat, is now dead. They can't come short. They're all through apartments.
Yeah.
And at that moment, Fallen has such a good mental picture of what's happening. He knows that just by still being a presence in the site, that's enough to slow down that site take.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 18 seconds as the push is coming in. Bomb goes down with 5 on the clock. It's a lot of stalling that goes on.
Yeah, Shiro clears him really well, though. He actually mollies back sight, and he perfectly predicts the side that Fallen's going to, swing out on. So, good stall, but also the underflank came in very fast for Liquid. Good reaction to that B play. Realized very quickly that Hobbit throwing that lurk smoke out ramp was nothing but a lurk smoke, and now just Deegs and P250s as Gambit look to grab individual fights. On towards middle, careful. Inters is patiently waiting for that pick. And Hobbit's even coming in from under, but that's being held. Oh, Elige, did he see him? Surely. Surely saw his legs. Goes both ways. Nafany goes nowhere. And Gambit, I don't see a way they should be able to grab more than damage. Even then, Fallen's dropped the bomb. Followed up. Easy stuff for the AWP. It's all a matter of time until Inters takes down Grim.
Yeah, still shouldn't be a lot of room for this to get that exciting. Oh! But still, you say that a lot with this Gambit squad, and then they'll find ways to surprise you.
Oh! Talk of a surprise.
It gets exciting, all right. Stewie leaping in, gives him a bit of the Ezio Auditore. Jumping down, knives out, stabs him in the face.
That is so ballsy. What on earth? We know Stewie likes to have fun with it. He's been trolling all series long, right? Like teabagging, shooting bodies, but that is something else. Knew he did damage earlier on, and you can't help but laugh. Just calm, yeah. I did that, no big deal.
This is good though, right? Like, a lot of the time when Liquid give up these big leads, the team just looks like they kind of crumble and start to get in their own heads, but they're still trying to have fun with this. They're still trying and believing that this is their series. And I mean, hell, when you're splitting hairs as fine as we were back on Vertigo, it's good to see that they're still spurred on, because Gambit are.
Yeah, right, definitely a good point. Liquid just not going down without a fight, not getting in their own heads. Still a game to play for, a win to take. Without many recent games for Liquid, Gambit can do nothing but bear the brunt of this CT side. They don't know how to read, they don't know what Liquid are doing, not how to read, but... Well, I can't read how to read. Yeah.
I can't read,
yeah,
so I'll hold my hand up and say it.
Sure. There's no demos, is what I'm saying. Gambit are just relying on their own game plan right now, and Liquid have no problem removing them from round. Sure, that's a nice, stylish jump into window. We've got a couple of creepy crawlies out ramp as well. Sure, it eventually has to come through connector, and Liquid are trying to stop him from doing that play. They now know that T's could be deep in A, but how deep? Already up sandwich. Look at how Gambit, like a slinky, pulling it back and forward, and Shiro eventually comes out of under yet again. No way he makes a second jump. He should get stopped from short. There's Elige to keep it collapsed, contained. 2-on-3. Elige baiting them in, and him and Grim swing to close the round. Nice try for Gambit. They were really doing a good job of seesawing them back out of connector, but not enough to close it.
And that's money broken again now for the Gambit squad. So back down to these pistols. It's been familiar territory here. Liquid looking good out of the gate. We've got more of these, blink and you miss it rounds, which were very, very common back on Inferno, right? We didn't really have so many on Vertigo. It's more just due to the nature of the map and how everything's a lot more slimy there. Slime time for Gambit, though.
Yeah, the wetter, the better.
That caught me off guard a little bit.
Smokes
but
down.
Fallen's not been caught off guard, isn't it? Coming out into his crosshair. Inters will tap one from the round. Stewie going up over the smoke. This criminal looking between the bars. Stewie
Nice.
lays waste to Inters. Now they're hoping for a bomb plant, but not today. The Molly nade combo denies it for the time being.
You're not getting it down now. The smokes have faded. There's more nades coming in. And Napoli should be a dead man. It's all about prolonging the inevitable. And there it is. Liege with another multi-kill round, joined by Stewie. Finds 5 for Liquid. They get rid of the pistols. Liquid have had no problem with removing eco rounds out of Gambit so far. And remember, Gambit went, 3-0 up. So this has been quite the storm for Liquid. Quite the tsunami.
Once the rifles have come out, Liquid have been here to play, right? The Fallen Orp's been holding its own really well over towards B. He's not giving up these openers. He's oftentimes, good for a kill on the lurking player that's leaning towards this side of the map. Feels like that's kind of maybe Hobbit a lot of the time. This time Hobbit's out in middle with the rest of the team in the apartments. It's a bit of a role reverse. Now look at Fallen. He's dropped into middle. Alicia's pressuring Cat now. There's a gap in this smoke. Flash, no, it's a nade ball, and it diverts the attention away. Naf's playing around the smoke, and he's good for a double as well. Axile and Shiro, they don't really have any options here. The only thing they had was to follow through with a B play. The alternative is to slow it down, see if you're given anything, but if you're not, you might even look to save here.
Yeah, Gambit just can't win mid, right? They are just getting absolutely knocked out of that position. Even when they cut off the AWP with the window smoke, Fallen's dropping lower. Elise is doing things like that. Stewie stopping connector plays. Got it all over mid right now, and Gambit 2-on-4. Desperate times, resetting in spawn, and maybe they'll stay here. Otherwise, it's through the palace, and Grim's already taken some serious space. Instead, they go ramp, but I don't even know how much you can get done here. Luckily, you have a lot of space on A, but that is by design. If you get out ramp, you've got to eventually make noise, and with that info, Grim can just collapse on you with the help of his teammates. Are you really going for this? I don't think you are if you're Gambit. 20 seconds, and it looks like they have the same call. They were just trying to find a good spot to save in. Bunker down. Store your nuts in the forest and wait out the winter. Like a squirrel, Harry.
Yeah.
Hold it together.
Counter-terrorists.
But this is still, Liquid just straight bowling right now. 6-3. Up in the lead.
Yeah. Feeling the breeze.
And nothing that Gambit can do about it. This angle from Naf, like, how does he get a double there?
It's a little one-way, right? Like, it looks good from him, but they can see far less than he can see. So, it's a nice play. 6-3, and that save, they've at least allowed a buy. Obviously, saving players have no utility left up. It's up to the rest of Gambit to pick up the pieces. Back to an A-split, a fast one through connector. This is going to be down to Stewie to stop it. He's taking the first through smoke. That's out of nowhere. Fallen jumps up into the window, but the lead is always good to get this mid-trade when things get hairy. Now it's just down to the ramp play. Forget the split. It's all out A.
And they come into Grim. He's hiding under Palace, and he's rewarded with the first. A lot of damage to Inters, but this could still get out of hand. Whenever Shiro is alive, I find myself still believing in this Gambit squad. The flash is going to move Stewie out of position, and now that bomb can look to go down. You don't have a CT smoke, so you've just got to hope and pray that no one's there. Luckily enough, fortune favors Gambit here. No one in CT. Shiro removes one of these comm players. Now spots a second. They still don't know where Nafly is. That's something they're having to contend with now. But the longer that he goes unchecked, the more they're going to consider this wrap round. Inters is holding it. But Naf still locks in the frag. Shiro now needs another clutch, another 1v2. They ask this of this guy all the damn time. Shiro, he saw a leg. Sometimes that's all he needs. There's the first. Gets out of there as well. Naf, no opportunity to trade, no chance to chase him down. He's got to take this fight on Shiro's terms. And Shiro, Demon in the Molotov, locks in another clutch round for Gambit. Look at this guy. Hello! Shiro is impeccable in these situations.
It's just so comfortable, right? He knows all eyes are on him, not just his teammates, but his opponents as well. And boy, you got to be scared when you see him on the scoreboard in that moment. Shiro, I don't know how he does it. Just so consistent, just every single time. Dry fights are his bread and his butter. And nothing's putting a stop to this guy. He wants the series to rage on. 6 rounds in a row for Liquid broken. Gambit streaks a lot harder to break, as Liquid found out last map, and Shiro is sending it back yet again. Oh my goodness. We needed someone to save Gambit. It was looking like they were starting to run out of steam on this T side, slow down a little bit. These dry A plays, the mid takes getting denied. That's more like it for Gambit. And we talk about him, you know, overtaking Jane with the lowest KD. You know, you can make the argument, yeah, there are a lot of saves. There certainly are a lot of saves, but I feel like there are even more clutches for this guy. Talk of AWP's Fallen cannot leave your mind. He finds Axel with that deep, aggressive underplay. Naf's even pushing the upper halls as well, taking Hobbit. He runs into the orb. Leech found one in the meantime on that A site, so it's kept things fairly fine. Actually, it was under, rather. Sorry, he was a guy with Fallen in the start of the round. Oh. Okay. Shiro, very sad about that one. Fallen just hops into B at the right time. 4 on 2, and with Shiro dead, I don't know if anyone could fill that void.
Yeah, Nafany, they will give him a fight. I hate it when Gambit end up in 1v2s, because for some reason, they always look like they were the favorites all along in these situations. Fallen and Elige need to remain composed, right? I think if you keep losing rounds to clutches, that's when you get in your own head. These are not meant to go so frequently in favor of Gambit. They need to group up and play this together if that bomb does go down in B. Nafany walking in. Fallen might hit this timing just as Nafany gets out, and he will. Perfectly timed for Fallen on that retreat back, with Nafany taking time to clear out trucks so that he doesn't die dropping in. Fallen collects the frag. The safeguard, the stopper of the clutch. Fallen, the gatekeeper of clutch situations. And the man to open up the round and deal with Shiro. Perfect.
Yeah, you needed that, right? Just anyone dropping that man gives you a big sigh of relief right now for Liquid, and they're just happy that things are rolling their way. 7-4, or the Eagles, and like Liquid have not been ecoed in this map, really not in this series either. Impressive enough. It can be hard to put a stop to low buys in the current meta, but Nafany still making us consider it. Drops Stewie in mid finally, the first fall. Couple of deep B players for Liquid, still fighting for the apartments. We've got Naf tucked in with Elige baiting for him. Fallen a lot of angles to watch on A. Luckily has Grim to cover Palace on timings, even going to get out of danger as this B walk comes in for Gambit. They're far from committed. They have this window control, this lower mid, and a man outside of A. Anything could happen, anything can move for Gambit. They leave the bomb in B, but even if Elige rotates, Naf won't. In fact, he might even get aggressive. Axel, if he gets pushed here and dies, the bomb's dropped, the round is over. Liquid won't go any further. Elige dropping. If that is heard by Axel, that is misinformation. Naf can't afford to fall here. He's just trying to stop the plant.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is die and give this AWP away. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's kind of awkward. There we go. Fallen's good for those.
Risky
Fallen doesn't miss those. The bomb is outside of B while all this is happening. Axile is trying to make a late play into this B site happen, and he could even wrap Nafly to reap the reward of an M4. Naf won't hear these footsteps, and now Axile's going to blindside him. Now's not the time for Axile to miss these. This is getting out of hand. Grim throwing in to a 1v2 clutch. Can he succeed where Gambit have tried and succeeded so many times before? It's Grim time now, baby.
I just talked about how these ecos have not come through for Gambit. What a time to turn that around, change the storyline. Grim's got a clear close right. He's got 2 1v1s, and he's read the first, taking down Axel, 6 health. He's got the kit, but it's a short plant. Why would Hobbit be up in the apartments? They've just come from that A site. Grim gonna try and tap it, force the fight. Nothing coming, time ticking, and Hobbit needs to find him. Oh, he's dropped in. Grim turns, but Hobbit's quick. 1 shot's all he needs, and he finds it. Finding 5 for Gambit. Whew, it's not clean, it's not pretty, but that was just Eagles, not even armor, and they get it over the line.
Yeah, Yeah, it all started with that deep kill in the middle, which felt very, you know, inconsequential in the moment. But oh, how it falls apart for Team Liquid there. Clutching against Gambit. Man, these guys invented the clutch. You ain't gonna do that. And so now a timeout, and justifiably so. Think about how these last couple of rounds have gone, right? You've had clutch victories coming out the wazoo for Gambit. Now they've won a round with the Eagles. This is where Liquid are maybe starting to get a little bit worried with where they're at, right? It very much felt like they were in control. Now they can start to feel that veil slipping away. That idea of control is no longer there, but
Again. Double under drop. Elige, oh, he's having a great game, and nothing is going to put him away from that. Nafany dead. Fallen's still got his under as well. Elige can try and get out, and now if they see him out, they'll never consider Fallen in this position. It won't matter. Oh, Elige does die. Okay. They still no longer consider under, but they don't care about mid either. Back to this A site attack where 2 CTs sit. Fallen can rotate out of mid. Had a moment's notice, but the smoke's already come down for Con. So that's Fallen's rotate gone. Grin does win his fight. Stewie by surprise catches Inters out Palace. The bomb is alone. It's on Shiro though. Don't count him out. You'd be a fool to do so. Fallen wins the mid fight. Now it is another clutch. But this one, come on Shiro, surely not.
There's no way that he can win this one, right?
That's how they all start, Harry.
Surely not. Naf is over here in top middle, holding it with a scout, but Shiro's not coming his way. Instead, moving in through the Palace. Now, with Fallen in the A-bomb site, right, holding from CT, him and Stewie, you hope would be able to contain this, would be able to trade this. We said that Fallen's felt like the gatekeeper of clutches, and in the ones where he's around, he's able to keep them under control. Shiro with 20 seconds left might just be saving.
I mean, I wouldn't be against that. This is such a difficult clutch. Surprised he's not even poking his head in, but he also doesn't want them to get the info on his position. And all it takes is a bit of head shown for Liquid to take it off. So Shiro will save his orb. And fair enough, money's on the line here. Look at the cash, right? Hobbit can double drop. We can get a rifle from Nafany. It's all fine. Shiro flexing the fact that he still has the orb. Still Liquid holding on to yet another A take. And that one doesn't get weird and wild either, right? 3 up for Liquid, money still being made in these rounds. It's back and forth now for the last 5. No one getting 2 in a row since that streak of Liquid of 6.
And still brimming with confidence. Elige wanting to take top middle. Now, don't go too far into the Lions Den. Elige catches a bullet, and you don't often get those out of Shiro. Yeah. He's not able to get away. He's not able to count his blessings and, you know, take that one as a missed shot. Now Fallen dead, dropping into lower. Everyone on Liquid is looking to fight middle, but Gambit are just waiting, because thus far, the more they've waited, the more rewards they've reaped in this round.
Yeah, they've also probably started to cotton on to the fact that Liquid just have done these lower drops a lot with multiple players with that AWP as well, so Gambit are very ready to trade Fallen out under. Takes Hobbit with him, but is still holding for this top mid push. I don't think it will come in. Liquid look like they're just waiting for it to come to them, but right into Nafany, and you know Shiro's orb is still in the picture, so you take it and you run. Stewie checks out lower, keeping Naf safe and secure up top mid, and he's found the bomb on Shiro as well. Stewie needs to look back down low, and he's seen Axel as he takes the headshot. Inters alone with the Deagle, often the guy taking their brunt, taking the hit when it comes to weaponry. And really no way back in.
Yeah, they're just ready to double swing him at a moment's notice, safeguard that 9th round. And so this is still, I mean, either we're going to get another 9-6 half, or finally Liquid are able to one-up themselves in 10-5 Gambit here.
That's true, right? Back-to-back 9-6s.
And an idea at 10-5 half, ooh, I mean, imagine if that was something you're able to muster back on Vertigo, how one round can make all the difference, right? So they're getting pumped, they're getting hyped. Into round 15 we go. Gambit gonna accent this one with a little tack pause. Really trying to milk this half for all it's worth.
Yeah, you know, they've done fine with 6, right? They've had competitive games, they've had a win in overtime. Yeah, this last round, this one extra number does make all the difference. So make use of every moment you've got. This is, you know, arguably, or maybe unarguably, the matchup of the group. The two top teams head-to-head from what we've seen so far and what we expect. NiP didn't live up to the hype against Liquid. They did manage to take down Entropic today at least. Fury have a stand-in, and so it kind of just leaves these two teams at the top of the board. And this series has proven that as well. Super competitive. Liquid off the back of a break, taking on number 2 in the world and making them work for it. Maybe even more than that. Faster to mid. Gambit up the pace, up the ante. Stewie will meet them right there in the smoke. You know his name, you know his number, and you know his location, but can you stop him? Nope.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage done by Stewie. Enough to repel Nafany out of the connector. While this is happening, Naf and Fallen are taking Apartment's control away. Nafany coming back up after getting tagged. Could get caught here, but he's cognizant of this push potential. He's dealt with Naf on the aggro. And so suddenly, what was a big move for Team Liquid in taking this Apartment's control has now tipped into something that's advantageous for Gambit. Fallen could equalize. He could.
The Fallen flick.
He's got the flicks. Fallen still got it. Back and better than ever, perhaps. Stewie 2K misses this timing on the players getting up com, but then nails it the second time around. Sure, one gets by. There's more where that came from, though, and Elige gets boosted up and over. The smoke nullifies the boost, nullifies these short players. Instead, we're looking at Fallen and Grim back in CT. The Molly denies a bomb plant, buying even more time for these CT players to get set up. You lose the Legion rotation, but you've still got this double CT hold, or at least you did. Now it's gone, and Stewie cut too many for his Hobbit hands. Bomb plant now coming in. Exile not going to try and deny it, and so now you're throwing into this in a 3-on-4 retake.
Fallen's here to win the round. They're going to check him. At least the aim punch has so many problems for Fallen. 3-on-3. This retake is now spurred on, ready to go. Kit smoke available. Inters jump up second time. Stewie's good for the first, and Inters will trade. Grim still in window, but he turns around as they come through the murder hole, and now they want to murder his hole. He's going to run back to connector. 2-on-2. It's still winnable for Gambit, but they've got to get on the bomb, and they've got to do it now.
Smoke defuse.
Reload.
Smoke defuse. They're both reloading. It's a 10-second stint.
Liquid got it. Always fine. Always
under
under
control.
control.
Trying to say that, but oh my God, still, like, oh my word, they're both
close.
reloading. They were both reloading. That almost gave him the room.
You hate it when you're watching
mate,
them.
that's why everyone needs it.
Yeah. When you're watching that, they're just aiming inches away. It's just so terrifying, but nice close from Grim. Close from Grim. And look at that bar at the top. Look at how close it got. It literally got Harry to the millimeter. It could not have been closer to a defuse. Gambit were probably already celebrating the round when the final frag comes in. 10-6. And that might spur Liquid on. That should not have been their round.
No, they're going to be very, very happy with that. Now they're able to snatch it away. Denying that smoke defuse at the final millisecond. Hobbit. Once again with the ramp aggro. Heavy A stack here for Gambit, putting a lot of faith in Inters over at B. Hobbit works his way into the close ramp angle, only good for one. Grim does not want to lose this bomb on this solo ramp push, but the rest of his team are out here cleaning up house. It's 11 on the board for Liquid. They get past the buy from Gambit, the Deagles, the Armor, the MP9s. They brush that all aside, and now they've got a nice, easy round teed up. 12 looking to be on the board. for Team Liquid.
And really, Harry, at this scoreline, nothing could possibly go wrong. There's no way this could come back to bite them. So that with an air of caution. Double nades for Gambit, but otherwise this USP round should just fall flat on its face. Like that smoke in the window, or rather not in the window. Bounce back, not a problem, luckily. No one peeking off of it. And no one on ramp for these nades to find either. Elige is about to uncover the terrible truths of this round. And he finds out the hard way. Quick kill for Hobbit. Smoke of the con, but all that does is lock Gambit out of fights to Liquid. So they can just walk up short, take this B site, and waltz in for a 12th round. They don't know it though. They've actually only seen Hobbit, right? So you can read whatever you want, but you don't know where the other 4 players are.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Grim is going to be the guy to steal this info away. And also they're set up on Cat, so it's looking like a B split anyway. I just almost wonder if that con smoke that Hobbit threw kind of makes you, makes you go, well, why would they do that? It's almost like they're trying to direct us over here towards short.
Ooh. Okay.
Shots through the smoke, or at least assuring you, and like, okay, there's more on A. So moving into B, the right call for Team Liquid. You just got to get past this 1 MAC-10. It shouldn't cause too many problems, if any. And so with it dealt with, it's just the USPs. There are 2 nades that you could look to throw in. Oh, now 1 nade. And now none nades.
Oh, none nades, yeah. I mean, not truly English, but you tried. And well, one's dropped in market, but picked right back up by... Oh, there's an exit. These USPs are terrifying. There's a quick gun grab by Shiro. He can run away with a Glil. Gambit's just trying to keep Liquid to die with a bomb. Shiro might even get more exits, more damage maybe, but yeah, Liquid, they stay close enough and they just peel back into B to keep their weaponry. 3 alive. It's a good round for Liquid. They're more than happy with it. Gambit, on the other side, they've got to show everything they've got right here, right now. This buy round is the game for Gambit, as close as it gets. Without it, your next buy is not till 14-6. And even though comebacks and chokes can be prevalent, I just don't see that falling short. And I don't even say that sarcastically or ironically. I mean that more than anything. This is it for Gambit. They've got to do something now.
Well, a missed window smoke. I could help them on their way.
Twice.
Might not be ready for Napoli here. Now, Stewie should be able to call. Yeah, window's not smoked, boys. We fumbled it.
Fumble, stilt skin. Oh.
Mid control taken for Team Liquid. Sure, all the way back here on this A bomb site, and Liquid set up to go B. Taking the bomb late back through apartments, going to join up with Fallen here, but looks like Gambit maybe a 1 step ahead. Oh, I say that, they were about to rotate Shiro over, but something's possessed him to go back. You've got Stewie in con. You can either use him to try and sell a fake or cut down these players in rotation. But that and the success that comes off the back of it hinges on his teammates getting these B entries and getting into the site in the first place. It does, however, leave you an option to try and go elsewhere or have him coming on a backstab, and that's going to be the option here, but... Gambit are aware that they've conceded this con control, and Shiro is holding for Stewie. The shot misses, and now Stewie's coming through with the lurk. His teammate's dead in the apartments. These kills are going to be quick. Time is running out. Time is the problem. And Inters manages to get past. Manages to dodge death. The round is lost to time by the looks of things. And there's Elige mopped up. Stewie might even go down after time. Thankfully, Hobbit shows some mercy.
Oh, Elige could have even killed Inters. He was 3 health. Elige was just so focused on getting that bomb. He didn't even fire, man. 1 bullet. You're not thinking that if you're Elige. You're not thinking, man, I just need to shoot him once with a Glock. But if he hit that shot, Harry, bomb would have been grabbed. Suddenly, you can drop into the bomb site. You know, it's not a good situation for Liquid, but it is a winnable round. In the same vein, Thank goodness Gambit winning, because if Shiro misses that shot and Stewie comes in, he doubled up on the entry into B, killed both B players. If that wins around for Liquid, Shiro's going to be kicking himself. We've got the con boost, Fallen fighting for mid control. Liquid was so good at locking them out on CT side, and Gambit have the same feeling. Pushed up as Axel on Cat, we have Con. We have this Orb Shiro hanging around jungle, smoked off right now. Liquid have patched the window smoke, or told someone else to throw it. Fallen's looking for the B pick. Hard shot to hit on a jumping player, but Fallen's a hard man. That's more like it.
Misses the jump, but now they hit the go button. They're coming in. You do have Axile over at short, ready to help his teammate out in the site, and to great effect at that. It's a double. They're not faltering. They're not failing, and Fallen is not ready for the repeat. That is a lovely B hold out of Gambit. The two incumbent B site players both winning 2 separate engagements, and buying more than enough time for the whole squad to come in laughing. And now it's 8 on the board for Gambit. Well and truly back on this path to recovery. We're in for another close game by the looks of things, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, and now if you're looking, you're telling yourself, all right, guys, it's not done yet. You know, hold on, deep breaths, have a sip, because Gambit are starting to pick up a few rounds here on the CT side. They've broken the money, 4 Glocks now. Look, we've got to wait 1. This game is far from done. Spammed is grim by Axile. It's one way to do it. Hopping out of Palace now. They don't have even a flash to get them there, nor is the bomb in position. We had Gambit win this round with Deagles, right, when they went for a similar play. But you've got to get kills on A to actually sell this one, to get the B players out of position. I don't think that's happening. Think foul, Nafany not finished off though, and that might be everything. Elise runs into the double B setup that has not moved an inch, and Gambit hold 9 rounds with another flawless pickup. That's 10 players alive in 2 rounds. That's a lot of money made. Liquid's work cut out for them here in the second half.
And even the actual investment you're adorning right now is not very pretty, right? Like, this is your buy to try and put a stop to Gambit really, you know, taking the reins and making this comeback look more than achievable. You're relying on 3 Galils, 2 AKs to make it happen. Not an AWP in sight for a guy like Fallen. Very heavy A presence from Gambit here as well. We've seen these B plays have not worked wonders for Team Liquid. And so this feels like a bit of a gamble, a bit of a read that Nafany's cooked up. Liquid working this mid-control again. Unleash, while he looks ready, that's still the opener for Gambit. He does a lot of damage to Nafany, but that's not what you want at this point in the game. You just want someone to find these openings, create this space.
Behind the smoke, Hobbit. We've even got Shiro with the orb and that man hidden at the back of the bomb site. Even if Liquid get these entries, they're not ready for the fly in the ointment. Hobbit, good for 1, make that 2. Navcore throwing nades, and Shiro closes. That's 15 players standing in 3 rounds for Gambit. They just won't go down without a fight, without any fight. Giving Liquid no room. And now you're starting to feel the tides change. Now you're starting to feel the pressure again if you're Liquid. This game was free as anything. This was them running around having a great time. What's gone wrong? Gambit, 10 rounds, double digits. And a tech pause coming through for Liquid. It's attack initially, rather. I think attack might come. Yes. That's what it looks like. A couple of crashes. That's fine. That's fine. We're all good. Nothing's gone wrong. Not yet, but it's slowly but surely catching up with you if you're Liquid. You are far from out of the woods. You cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel. All you see is more tunnel.
It is a scary place to find yourself, especially versus, as you did a great job in highlighting, 15 players in the last 3 rounds surviving. That's all 5 every time for Gambit. Ooh, that's scary, right? Because for guys like Shiro, that means you're never going to have to forego an AWP. It means even if you start winning rounds, you're not going to break their money and be on a home stretch to winning this, right? It's going to be a real grind for Team Liquid. This is a real test of where the mental game of this squad is at, right? Are they still plagued with the burdens of Liquid of old, or is this a new beast altogether?
Yeah, because it felt like, you know, they almost like put it to bed in that second map, right? Liquid, they lost some really crucial rounds right in the final few of regulation, yet they still held on. They got that 15th. Okay, they couldn't close. Yeah, you can't win them all. And yeah, they fell in overtime. But I wouldn't have looked at that Vertigo game and gone, oh, classic Liquid choke. No, like they really picked themselves back up when things went bad. Yeah, they lost overtime, but just Gambit had more to show. Axel had that great recovery. This is more attuned to the script for Liquid. More worrying. 12-6. And we said that must-win rifle round that Gambit had to take. They've done it and they've run with it.
Yeah, and that's perhaps the scariest part. These aren't close, you know, drawn-out affairs. These are dominant victories for Gambit. Thus far, when Liquid are going through it and they're looking at how this has panned out, they're thinking like, mate, we're not gaining ground anywhere. We're not making a dent in this. Nothing is working. It feels like, you know, even in like how the players are peaking, guys like Elige who are having this phenomenal game, he's starting to get a little more nervous.
It's getting late, mate. It's getting late. You know, our throats are dusted up, Harry. I can't imagine how the fingers are feeling for Liquid, right? How long can you keep this going? Well, that is the true test right now. We're back in, folks. It's another round. Gambit, like said, living with Liquid rent-free in their head. Wait, other way round.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's late.
It's fine, man.
Yeah, we can lose a couple of rifle rounds. It's fine. We can mess up a few sentences, throws. It's all part of the biz. But losing like this, that's not what Liquid want.
No, I think it's important, like, just for these guys to be able to say as well that, like, in a series as close as this, where Gambit should have been the favorites, right? Like, considering how good this team have looked, how the only time they fell off was back on LAN, right? And now we're back in the online, you know, state of play, man. Like, this is one where Gambit were the expected victors. I think it's important for Liquid, for them in their journey, and for them building this team up to be able to have that resilience to actually, you know, put this curse to bed once and for all.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, if Liquid lose this game, you're still, I think still, we're expecting big things in the group. They've had a great couple of days here at the Pro League. Gambit right now is showing that X Factor, that Tier 1 CS, and they're just mauling them. Another flawless round, 5 alive for 4 times. That's 20 players. That's too much money to break through. You're just not going to get Gambit ecoing for the rest of the game if you're Liquid, and you have to accept that. They have this info. They know just as well as we do. It's fine. That was an eco. But Gambit are clawing their way back into our hearts, into our minds, and into the finish line.
Yeah, we need a kind of heroic character to emerge on Team Liquid, right? Because as these rounds have just sailed by, it feels like everyone's going quiet. Sometimes even one person having a round where they just do something good, like I'm talking like a multi-kill, like 2 or 3, can reignite the team. You know, we saw that even just the other day with Guerry and Furia. When he was getting knife kills, it would reinvigorate the squad, and suddenly they started to believe again. They were having more fun with it.
Yeah.
So who will be that man? Shiro over here in middle, looking to keep you in your own head. They exchange Molotovs in lower. Stewie has a guy trapped, and he's done damage, but the kill goes the other way. Heartbreaking start to the round, and now Elige, who tasked with trading this, probably won't be able to do so. There's an AWP battening down on him over in middle. Actually, it's the AK and Naphany and Window, but not even needed. Axile doubles up. The trade is denied, and somehow what should have at least been a player trapped in lower, a near guaranteed trade kill, has actually only extended this Gambit advantage further.
Liquid just weren't in position, right? They were, you know, it was only Elige out top middle. Everyone else was playing their bomb sites in their own positions, and so, you know, Axel calls for help. He gets it from window. He gets double-faced. Now the orbs come back to take middle. They fake out a cat play. Shiro confirms it's not a reality. That Molotov might cause problems with vision on this cross, but Shiro stays on it. Assured. 20 seconds, Liquid. They've lost the split. It's just from mid. Flash over the top, and it's not going to do anything to the Bout player. Hobbit holds strong one, almost a second. Shiro's through the smoke. No respect needed, none given. 10 seconds, Naf. It's a 1v4 that's not going to happen. He's taking a kill, but they instantly trade. And that's it, Gambit. They've equalized the scoreline. 12-12, timeout for Liquid. K, Naf gone. But yeah, he's often just been fighting on A, right? Back in CT, back in jungle. Now Liquid, they try and take spawns out of middle, and it's the smoke shot headshot for Shiro to start off. Hobbit's hidden in on the sandwich, looking to take a bite out of this site, and Shiro is waiting for the smoke fade. He should get one surely at this range. Oh, he saw them. They're out and about. Hobbit is here to close.
Yeah, there's the first for Hobbit. Can he get any more? Trapped in at sandwich. Grim will make a meal of him, and they do chase Shiro down and out of the round as well. Now that they're in a 3-on-3, Liquid, they wait for a moment. They go quiet just for a second, smoking off connector, trying to give themselves safe passage. They need to be ready for Nafany, and instead, Axel's come through this smoke. The round's locked in for Gambit.
I don't think the timing could have been better for Gambit, because that wasn't even like, oh yeah, peek on me. No, Inter's flashed over from short to pop that player through the smoke, and then the org in jungle as the cross comes in, the flash hits, the spam hits, and the con smoke push comes in. It all happens within a second for Gambit, and Liquid just get thrown to the wolves. That slowdown, if anything, just buys Gambit time for rotate. It was a good call for Liquid, but that's got to feel like everything is against you there. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong, and now Shiro in window. Did he even molly the smoke? Or is that his?
It's not his, and he didn't molly it. That's just a missed window smoke again out of Team Liquid. Giving him this little one-way gap.
Dear, oh dear.
Oh, and there he
is,
with it. Reaping the reward of it. If you miss your smokes, they will be sure to capitalize. This is another dead in the water round. Grim trying his best to make it interesting, but it's all but stripped away.
8 rounds in a row, and match point looms in the distance.
Since getting onto this CT side, since the rifles have come out, Gambit have looked like a different beast altogether. While they've gotten more pumped up, Liquid feel like they've slowed down massively. They've deflated.
Nice. Pin in the balloon.
Well, for NA's hope, this is really their last full go of it. This is their chance to still get folks believing. Nafany taking aggro over here in middle. He's heard Elige drop down, and Elige is not ready for this. Nothing they can do to trade either. Nafany gets out of there. A freebie.
Yeah, this is so impressive for Gambit. Every round they've got a new trick. They've got a new thing to throw at you, right? Shiro back to no longer fighting mid with the AWPs, up in Palace even, looking for an aggro peak. Nafany playing the snacks play in short smoke, which has never come through all game. They have to replenish window. Shiro, this is where he's been waiting all round, and he gets delivered. First class. Naf gone. No smokes left up. They're about to fade and connector. Hobbit's holding for it. Once they commit, Axel can drop out and backstab. But Grim has found the entry. That can give Liquid a bit of life in this round. But here's Axel's drop from mid with a bomb falling as well. Nafany fights with him. Nice kills from Stewie. Was that a transfer? I have no idea how he gets 2 frags there. 2-on-2 now. Liquid still have hope, but Gambit are collapsing on them from different positions.
Yeah, bomb plant's open. They're anticipating a Palace peak, but instead it's Shiro out through ramp. He's just seen Fallen in CT, so Inters is ready for this fight. Fallen the timing. The Molly's trapped him in. Inters can't see him, but the Molly's going to burn him out regardless. Stewie 2K has now got to do it all. 1v2 under Palace. And no idea where that second man is. Inters wraps him through CT.
Yeah, I don't know if Fallen ever saw in the molly. I don't think he ever
did.
saw Inters, because Inters certainly didn't see him. It's typically the players closer to the volley that can see further through. But look at this double from Stewie. Look at this. Ha! All for nothing, though. It's got to hurt the most. Shiro makes so much noise and even fires a bait orb shot, knowing Stewie has to be in the bomb site. He got there on such a good timing that once the plant came in, he knew no one could have left. He's Palace or he's site. That's what he's telling Inters. And Inters walks in with no knowledge from Stewie. This is a horrific way for the series to fall apart after Liquid commanding this third map, rather. Gambit show them who's really top of the world. The best of the best. And wanting to meet Na'Vi in the playoffs as well, who wouldn't? They ran through the group with ease.
I mean, this is a Gambit that's out for blood, right? That much is apparent. Not even NA's best enough to match up against our CIS overlord. Shiro holding down middle. Liquid, a deflated Liquid going back in to this A bomb site. Hobbit up close at ramp. He loves this position, does Hobbit, and it's not hard to see why. There's the opening. He's ready for a second. Hobbit is tearing any hope of a comeback away, doubling up. It's back to the drawing board for Team Liquid. A 3-on-5 up against 15. Gambit looking to make this flawless run since the pistol and the conversions happen in one hell of a series. Nafany blindside Stewie for Nafan Fallen. They're in a 2-on-5 to try and put a stop to 10 in a row for the Gambit squad. To try and put a stop to this series being stolen away on the third map of Mirage, and it's not looking good. Shiro